paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
What's up, you beautiful, delicious bitches? On this beautiful, delicious Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing well. Big shout out to the people dropping super chats before we even start. I don't know why you did that, but I appreciate you. I'm not that important. Mr. Rakin Knight says, what's up, you beautiful fig? Thank you, my friend. I love you. I appreciate you. The man himself. Thank you, Rakin Knight. I love you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your pink boy to start our goofy asses off a fifth of the way to Naked Snake for the 234th stream in a row. Thank you. And my boy Karis, of course. Whee! Apparently, it's hip to be square. Thank you, Karis. We love you. Orange and pink boy out of the way immediately. You guys are goated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there was one before, Lover of All Souls. Says, sent you an email of the mega link for the race stuff. I did see that. I will pull it up. Thank you so much, my friend. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Noah Sanders says, I was about to say that this will be one of the best podcast openers, but there's no twerking Cody. This makes me think the mystery guest might be AJ. Great to see you on Krigler. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Just watching on the Adam show. Thank you, Saul. It was a fun show, dude. I love going to the Krigler show. I thought it was a lot of fun. He's super fun, super easy to talk to, super easy to joke with. So having a lot of fun. We're talking about some stuff today as far as the secret mystery guest. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I had a bunch of people on board for like a big panel, and then like no one showed up. So we'll see what happened. Like, no, yeah, I did not expect that to happen. So it's all good, man. It's all good. But I'm sure somebody will join here in a second anyway. So FCC emergency. What are you talking about? The mystery guest is me, by the way. So it was voted on today that the FCC takes complete control of the internet, the infrastructure, everything. And it was voted on today, by the way, guys. Voted on today. So we're going to talk about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll talk about that. we'll see what the hell's going down with that. And and by the way, the FCC authorized it today. So I'll read you the whole thing, by the way. It's a pretty long thing. It's an equity situation, right? So this is the first time this has ever happened. We've had things like this in the past, like SOPA. I think one was called PIPA at one point. No relation. All these bills that are being put in place pretty much so the government could take over the infrastructure for the internet, everything. It used to be for pirating back in the day. They were, I think at one point they said they were going to give people 10 years in prison per view on a copyrighted song on YouTube. So basically, if you had like 1,000 views, you go into jail for eternity. But that didn't pass. But it looks like this has passed today from what I'm reading. So we're going to read the whole thing here, and we're going to set a 500 like goal. There it is, goal. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Like I said, we had some mystery guests lined up, but I don't know. I don't pull in enough numbers, I think, for people to just join randomly. Unfortunately. Oh, well, you know how it is sometimes. But I have almost every show for the next 3 weeks scheduled out with huge, awesome guests. And tomorrow I'll be on Open Bar with Critical Drinker tomorrow. So if you guys are familiar with that show, get on it, doggone it. Real quick, Billy Hatcher. Holy shit. Oh my God. Damn, son. Says the gay stream is starting and the government always wants to censor our fun and they've been trying to censor the internet. It's always failed and it sucks. None of the people you might show up. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot of time conflictions. So we'll see what happens. What's up, Squid? How you doing in the locals? Thank you so much, Billy Hatcher. I appreciate you. First Red Boy, only Red Boy. He's the man. Thank you. You're goated. Always. We're already halfway to Naked Snake for the 234th stream in a row. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you, Billy Hatcher. Magnum Norris hit the jackpot recently. I'm spreading love like Jada Pinkett. You hit the jackpot. What does that mean, Magnum Norris? What the hell does that mean? What do you mean you hit the jackpot? Like you won the lottery? You win the lottery, son? Because if you won the lottery, it better be a $500 super chat coming. I'm just kidding. I love you, dude. Thank you so much. God, what I would do if I won the lottery. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I pay off my house, to be honest. God, that mortgage is awful. Magnum Norris, give him some love. Whee! All right. So, who else? Fire PA, Mr. Guest is Cody's right hand. Here we go. What's up? Thank you so much, Fire PA. We miss you. We love you. Donald Trump, tremendous stakes. I can come on. I'll show my tremendous stakes. What the hell are you talking about? Is that like balls? Like thighs? Oh man. That was nice getting Zia to bikini in 8 minutes. Dude, she's the goat. She's my boy. I'm glad she exists. We share our what's the word? Our progress in the gym with each other over and over every day. I'm on a diet now. Real quick, unrelated. Here's some personal stuff about me. I started my cut diet 4 days ago. It's going extremely well. I've had no issues. I have new recipes in the works that make it a little bit less crazy. I got my favorite little pickle slices that I can suck on for like an hour and it won't like make me want to kill myself. I've been doing some high intense cardio, 2 hours of weightlifting every day. And I have my first cheat meal will be February. So 86 days away, my first cheat meal. So I weigh 202 right now. So the goal is to get down to 178 because I'm a thick 202. So we need to get down to 178 and get shredded. That's the goal. Ghost Meteor on Locals said, what's going on, Cam? Been MIA, getting ready for my son to be born. Ooh, my wife suggested Cody as a middle name. Yeah, dude, what's up? Come on. Do it, bitch. Come on. Do it. Come on. Name your son, his middle name, Cody. No, Cody Camelot. First name, Cody Camelot, last name. There you go. That'd be hilarious. Can you do 5 milk getting shredded? Yes, sir. The milk I use is no fat, high protein, Fairlife milk, and eggs. 2 eggs is nothing, bro. And we never hit 5 milk. We did it. Well, I shouldn't say that. We hit it twice in the last 4 streams, but still. Gross. Don't forget everyone. Gavin, nothing simp. Newsom cleaned up SFO for foreign leaders and not you. Very, very true. Very, very true. Something's going on. If you guys haven't noticed, something's going on. Why is random ass cities, blue cities, cleaning up their streets because a communist leader from China is coming to visit, but they can't clean up their streets for anyone else, only for communist leaders? Something's going on. It seems kind of spooky. I'm gonna be honest. Look, I don't really focus on any of this stuff. I don't really review it, research it, but something is going on, and it's something kind of scary. I don't know if you saw the images, and I don't really care about this kind of stuff, but did you guys see the images of the streets in San Francisco lined with just Chinese flags, like for miles? Why are they lined with Chinese flags and not American flags? I'm so fucking confused. What's going on? Why? Who set that up? Why is there Chinese flags everywhere? Keep in mind, this is in California, San Francisco. What the hell is the Chinese flag? Should it be American flags everywhere welcoming somebody? Why would there be Chinese flags? That's not our country. We're not China. We're not China. What the fuck is that? You think China would line the streets in American flags for like our world leaders? No. They'd be like, no, we do not line other flag. We only use our flag. It is our flag. Fuck off, right? But they did it in California. That's creepy. Something's going on. It's really spooky. Thank God I'm in Alabama. I say that. I say that. Watch tomorrow something crazy happen. Love you, Karis. Magnum Norris. It wasn't a lottery. Monster bonus. Top bonus that makes me crap for having these. Bro, Magnum Norris. One of my friends got a $5,000 bonus yesterday. $5,000 bonus. Randomly. Christmas bonus. And I was like, holy shit. Damn. Nice. Nice. Thank you, Magnum. And congratulations. I'm sure you deserve the hell out of it. It's funny because that friend told me they only wanted PTO bonus and they gave them 70 hours of PTO and $5,000. I'm like, damn, that's great. GameStop just told me to kill myself. GameStop was like, oh, you want money? Well, here's the suicide hotline. I'm like, what? What the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? They're like, oh, because you should kill yourself. So here, call us. Damn, baby. Magnum Norris, love you, dude. Appreciate you, dude. And oh my God, it's Wookie Be Bad himself. My man. 180 until Naked Snake, almost in record time. Thanks for making my day the other day. Here's some love. Well, thank you, Wookie Be Bad. Your content's killing it. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're back, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wookie Be Bad. Thank you, thank you. Richard Baker says I'm moving back to Alabama from California, making the drive to Huntsville right now. Bro, Richard Barker. Hey, if you start going to the gym, go to my gym. We'll fucking lift, bro. Thank you so much, Wookie Be Bad. You're goated. Goated. You guys are so nice today. I appreciate you guys so much. Unbelievable support. Rakin, Billy Hatcher, Wookie Be Bad, Karis, Magnum Norris. Hot diggity damn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's talk about some stuff, and let's see if the mystery guest will join. We'll see what happens here. We don't know. We don't know. We'll see. Oh, man. We'll see. Let's see. Wait. What time is it? All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just responding to people in my DMs. All right. So today, where did I kill it? Oh, there it is. So here, I'm going to pull up the FCC thing just so you guys know. It's very, very important. Very, very important. And you notice how no one was talking about this shit, right? Have you noticed that no one was talking about this at all? You noticed? No one talked about it? Yeah, well, guess what? This is what happened today, because you'll always notice that no one talks about this stuff. It says the FCC has authorized Biden's woke takeover of the internet. And I don't really like the whole putting the word woke in there, because it makes it seem kind of like oh, it's just some nonsense that some crazy person alt-right said. But this literally happened today. It says the FCC adopts rules to prevent and eliminate digital discrimination, boys. Digital discrimination. What does that mean? I don't know. It says the FCC is required to adopt rules to ensure that all Americans have equal access to reliable, high-speed broadband services without discrimination based on their characteristics listed in the statute. It says the new rules establish a framework to facilitate equal access to broadband internet services by preventing digital discrimination under access. Under these rules, the FCC can protect consumers by directly addressing companies' policies and practices if they differentially impact customers' access to broadband internet access services or intended to do so, and by applying these protections to ensure communities see equitable broadband deployment, network upgrades, and maintenance. Which leads me to believe this will be some kind of government tax. And I'm pretty sure several countries do this where they have like for example, I'm pretty sure the BBC is part of this, right? In like the UK, Britain, whatnot, they have to pay for access to TV, like cable TV. Even if they don't have cable TV, they have to pay for it. They have to pay taxes to fund cable TV for everyone, which is super gay. But that's just me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest here. So it says it says the rules focus on a very real problem of outcomes, such as when decisions untainted by discriminatory intent nevertheless cause different communities to receive different access to broadband services. Under the new rules, the commission can investigate possible instances of discrimination of broadband access, work with companies to solve problems, facilitate mediation, and when necessary, penalize company for violating the rules. That's a big one right here. Penalize companies for violating the rules. And where will those penalties be forwarded to? It will be forwarded to the customer, right? It will be forwarded to the customer. That's what's going to happen. Forwarded to the customer. It says, finally, the commission adopted model policies and best practices that will support states, local, and tribal governments in their efforts to combat digital discrimination. It says, equity and identity politics are being used to subvert the nation's institutions. The first step to a globalist shadow cabal taking over this country is take over and control our information. Today, we saw a Biden regime take a bold step towards that, and it's alarming. It's alarming. And so it seems, what it seems like is it's worded very particularly, but can be kind of utilized over a broad spectrum, right? Stop reading and bring in Zia. Zia told me she hates me and she wasn't interested. Oh my gosh. In my opinion, and I'm pretty sure most of you can agree with this, I don't think the U.S. government should be involved in anything. Because what's this going to translate? What is this going to translate into? It's going to translate into the government being involved in every transaction that happens through you and your ISP. Anything that happens between you and your ISP, it's going to involve censorship. It's going to start creeping in the censorship. So if you have, for example, do you have Google Fiber, everyone? Does any of you have Google Fiber? Well, Google Fiber might be getting a fee. Might be getting a fee soon. What's that fee going to be? Oh, well, they're currently platforming disinformation on their servers. Right? So guess what? Now they got to remove everything that's considered disinformation. Right? So during COVID, when that was all going crazy, and about a year and a half after, pretty much everything you saw would be government approved. Kind of like, what other government, everyone? What other government is that like? North Korea. Squall Shade says, disinformation according to who? Exactly. Right? Who gets to decide what is disinformation? Michael Maruz. How you doing, dude? Who gets to decide what is disinformation? Or Canada, Silent Caster. What's up, dude? Is that the same Silent Caster that I know? What's up, dude? Who gets to control what's disinformation, right? We saw a big taste of that in 2021 and 2022, in the beginnings of 2022. Remember? There was people losing their health and their private practitioners. What is it called? Their private practice. They were losing license and practice. Why? Because they were like, ivermectin's actually pretty effective. Oh, guess what? You lose your license and you're banned from every platform on earth. Right? That's the whole point. It's going to be creeping into that. Creeping in. You know the FCC be licking their chops. Right? Right. Silent Caster says, I used to watch you stream RE3 shirtless back in the day. Bro. Speaking of shirtless, Silent Caster, I love RE3. I played it recently, actually, on PlayStation 1, just not even speed running. But unfortunately, I can't help but speed run like the route. So I beat it in an hour and 20 minutes because load times on PS1. Hour and 20 minutes because it was, the load times from the doors. You can't skip them when you're not playing like the Taiwanese or Japanese copy. It was just PlayStation 1, literal hard copy. But yeah, dude, it's going hard. It's going hard, man. I tell you what, they're excited too. They cannot wait to control a driveling populace like us, just to dumb us down even more. And guess who won't exist in this spectrum anymore? Me. Camelot will be gone. Camelot will be gone. Oh, is Critical Drinker saying something negative about Marvels? Gone. Gone. Diversity is our strength. Gone. Is Gary talking about Disney? Gone. Gone. No longer allowed to be on social media anymore. That's where we're heading. It's very, very obvious to me that's where we're heading. Mintrek says, I don't think any government should be involved in anything. I 100% agree. 100% agree. I think the federal government shouldn't even exist. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Okay. I think the federal government should exist only in name, and then states governments be the only thing that exists. And even them, I don't even want them talking to me, right? The fact that the IRS exists makes me like livid, especially when February rolls around, April and shit. Ooh. Your boy gets angry. It's angry. Ooh. Imagine living. All you're doing is living, and you're getting nothing from the federal government, by the way. What do they give me? Literally nothing. Oh, but they want 53 grand from me every year. 53 grand, 47 grand every year. They're like, hey, give us 50 grand. Why? What the fuck? No. Eat my ass. Eat my unbathed ass. Why do you get anything from me? I don't even live in you. I live in Alabama. They should get maybe like a couple grand, and that's it. And that's it. And not even to repair the roads. That's the gas tax. That's all you get from me, gas tax. IRS shouldn't exist. But I still pay them, though. I still have to pay them, which is super gay. Super gay. And I'm pretty, you know me, I love dudes. So when I say something's gay, that means it's really gay. Ain't nothing better than a set of glistening abs. You know how I am. Love it. Love it. Me and my boy, we were comparing our bodies before we get on our diets to get our abs real nice. We're gonna rub them on each other. It's gonna be good. Mintrex, love you. Appreciate you. Slim Weepaw says, but we need the military. We need the military. Well, listen here. Okay. Yes, I agree. But the military budget can probably be cut by 90%. Let's be fair. Why? Every single person I've ever known that's active military, and they're usually in high ranks because they're usually engineers and stuff like that, like to be officers and stuff like that, and people that work on military bases all tell me the same thing, Slim Weepaw. They tell me, man, our budgets are crazy. And you know how they inflate them? They pay somebody 25 grand to paint a 12 by 12 room. They'll pay a company 10 grand a piece to replace one receptacle, 10 grand per receptacle. If it's the end of the month and they're not close to budgets, they'll start their aircrafts on base and let them run all day. That's your money that you give to the federal government. They're catching it on fire. They're just catching every day. Just catching it on fire. It's crazy. It's crazy. Right? Mintrex, love you. Appreciate you, dude. Who else we got? Sorry, I started rambling. Started rambling real hard there, guys. Make sure you guys like the show, by the way. I love you. I appreciate you. You goated. Your penises, massive. Massive penises. All right, thank you. All right, here we go. Oh my God. All right. So, Magnum Norris says the internet is the last free thing we have. They have everything except our guns at this point. What happens when they shut down the ammo sites? Bro, it's coming. The goal towards a one world government is to make sure no one's free. And you're not free now, let's be fair. You're the freest you'll ever be right now, though. That shit's going away fast. Every single day, something else goes. FCC's taking control over the internet right now. It got passed. It's happening. It got passed 3-2 today. They're taking over the internet. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to Craig? Side scrollers? What's going to happen to Adam Crickler? What's going to happen to Nick Ricada? What's going to happen to Eric July? What's going to happen to all these guys? No idea. Might be gone. You'll only be able to watch corporately approved creators, guys. You know who that's going to be? Jimmy Fallon. Enjoy Jimmy Fallon, everyone. Enjoy Jimmy Fallon, because that's all you're going to get. Paid by the government. Like damn North Korea. Who wants to watch Jimmy Fallon? I'd rather swallow a 12 gauge. Magnum Norris. Thank you, my friend. I love you. I appreciate you. Going hard for you. Boy, $130 in super chats until Naked Snake and Silent Caster gets to live his past. 234 Naked Snakes in a row. Is it possible, boys? 16 away from a 24-hour stream. Magnum North says, Big Sal up north. FCC takeover equals government sponsored cancel culture. You already know. Government coming. You can't stop them, Big Sal. Government coming. They coming for you babies, your wife, your husbands, your kids. Coming for them. Who do you think has their hand deeply embedded into revenue in the cartel? Government. U.S. government does. Who do you think has their hand deeply clutched onto the child sex trade in Malaysia? U.S. government. U.S. government. Sex workers deported from Ukraine? U.S. government. Got their hand. Yeah. Nothing you can do. They're here. And they are ready to just make sure your farts never make a noise again. It's coming. And you better rub it into your pores, because they're going to tell you it's good for your skin. And it's not. Thank you, Big Sal. Appreciate you, dude. Government coming. Fire PA says local government can't figure out where the poo water goes. That's for damn sure. Throwback to me and my trying springtime. Thank you, Fire PA. Billy Hadger says, time to go to the dark web. Dude, Billy, look, I don't want to ruin your day, but the dark web has been controlled by the FBI since 2011. Good luck. Did you know all those like dark web websites that sell underage content, all those posts on there? Yeah, they're all FBI fishers. They're allowed to use that content to fish and watch it and save it. Probably beat off to it a few times. Yeah, of course. And then they entrap people with it. It's crazy. They run all that shit. It's wild. Let's find a political opponent on here. We're going to find them. Is there somebody you don't like? We're going to find them. And we're going to put an end to them. Damn. It's like Trump. I'm not really political. I don't really care about politics. But look at that dude's facing like 900 indictments. Why? Jail your political opponents. Got to put them in jail. Why? So you can't vote on them. What other countries do that? Let's think throughout history. Just think for a moment. I don't know. A few Russian countries. I don't know. Russian. I don't know. Maybe some little bit of that Germany in the 40s. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Ukraine doing it now. Get on it, doggone it. Put them in jail. Why? Can't vote for them. Fuck them. Looks like I have to stay in office. Sorry. Give me some cocaine. That's kind of what it is like being, a political leader now. You gel your political opponents and then you just do cocaine with strippers. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, that splashed me right in the face just like last night. All right. Now we need to get rid of the FCC. First, the IRS, though. Let's get our priorities right. Please, God, Billy. Silent Caster. Silent Caster, my boy, says, "Miss you, buddy. Didn't know you started talking politics. Love it takes so far. I don't hear them often. Very fresh. And thank you, my friend. I actually don't talk very much about them. That would be completely transparent. This is kind of like a first. Every now and then, if I have a guest on that's kind of a little bit more politically motivated, we'll talk about it. But I follow it. I think it's interesting. But I look at politics in a different way. I look at politics as an entertainment thing. Because if you look at it in a way to like try to feel fulfillment, you will be pissed 100% of the time. And I don't want to be angry all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's corrupt. Doesn't matter who you look at. Doesn't matter what politics. Doesn't matter what group. Doesn't matter what charity, foundation. All corrupt across the board. Every single one of these people and foundations could be legitimately audited by the IRS. And they would fail. Unless, they were approved by the inside of the government and won't let the IRS go for them. Pretty obvious. You'll always notice that unpopular political opponents will get audited by the IRS. Always, right? Always. Correct? That's how this works. Everybody's going to get audited. But if you are approved, you sell the corporately approved information, you won't. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Rest in peace. Thank you, Silent Caster. I appreciate you. And Fire PA coming in with a big, fat, delicious pink boy, putting it right on my face. And oh my God, is it warm? Oh my God. Thank you, man. Fire PA says, mystery guest is obviously all the feds watch CAMELCAST tonight. Sub, baby. Sub, baby. Yeah. Luckily, I don't have like 3,000 concurrent, so they don't feel too threatened yet. We're good. We'll be there. But we do have 400 people watching, so make sure you like the show. We're having a good time. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm so glad you guys are here. You guys are goated. Swift kiss on the papi. Swift kiss on the papi. All right, 420. Nice. 420 watching. Nice. Thank you, Fire PA. I love you. Appreciate you. You're goated. We are now 60 away from naked snake. 60 away from me peeling off this really tight shirt, Silent Caster, and showing my 202 solid pounds of man. 202. 202. But I will be 178 in 86 days. So I'm sorry. If you want my weight to start with a 2, you're going to be very upset because in 86 days, I'll be about 178. My abs will look like the Greek statues. I'm excited. It's been 2 years since I had really good abs. Last year, I was racing full time, and I couldn't really do my diet as efficiently as I would have liked. But today, I am committed. Ooh, I'm committed. Exciting. Thank you, Fire PA. I love you. Appreciate you. Power Keg Craig. How about you, Snake? Better hurry. It's gonna blow. How about you, Snake? You're pretty good. Thank you, Power Keg. Love you. Appreciate you. You're goated. You need to go get your abs on Elliot Page. Listen here, Elliot Page's abs are fake. They're fake. Okay, bruh? They're fake. Elliot Page's abs are implants. Mine are not. Mine are real, bruh. And I will drag them across your face if you shame me. I beg for your help. And you shame me. You shame me. No. I'll have you say, sir, Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, boys. Let's get back to the topic on hand. The FCC, the government, bad. Government bad, me good. Government bad, me good. Okay, me good. Did you guys hear that Pedro Pascal has unofficially been cast a stretchy guy in Fantastic Four? What the hell's going on? Pedro, can you say no to one role, please? Damn, Pedro. God. I mean, he's a great actor, but damn. But the issue with Pedro Pascal is he uses Twitter, and that really sucks. Because when celebrities use Twitter, they suck. Because they're like, oh, what's popular right now? What's popular? Oh, shit. I don't know. What's popular right now? Oh, is it defending Joseph Rosenbaum after Rittenhouse shot him in the face? I guess that's what's popular, Pedro Pascal. Did you hear about that, Hypnotic?
It's the worst thing possible.
The worst thing possible. Welcome to Hypnotic to the show. By the way,
what up?
Pedro Pascal tweeted out like 2 years ago or some shit that he was mourning Joseph Rosenbaum, the guy that was convicted 5 times for forcibly having sex with small children and convicted.
That seems to be a trend with Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't Mark Ruffalo do that too?
Oh,
that freaking cuck. I can't stand him.
I don't even want to talk about Mark Ruffalo right now. I hate that guy.
Mark Ruffalo is probably the one celebrity that I literally, like, I look at his Twitter feed and I just wonder how is this person even existing? Like, this can't be a real person, right? Like, it can't be. But then I remember, no, it actually can. It actually can be a real person. What an asshole.
Dude, that guy.
Real PR team.
Every time I see a movie on the TV and Mark Ruffalo walks into frame, I'm like, oh, shit. Because, he looks like he's melting. He's like all frail and shit. Looks all
that's the hatred in him. If you notice that the ones that are always the most angry about the most stupid social justice stuff, they look terrible. Look at what's her name, man? The freaking fake comedian, the one that looks like a witch. My God, Kathy. God, what's her name? Kathy?
Oh yeah, the one that did the Trump head thing, Kathy, whatever.
Yeah, do you see what she looks like now versus what she looked like?
Dude, she looks
5 years ago.
She looks like a monster.
Dude, anger eats people. People. Like, it's insane. It's honestly crazy.
Kathy Griffin, yeah. God, what a gross bastard,
bro. When I saw, and look at all the other celebrities who are like kind of going down the rabbit hole. Fucking Madonna. Madonna. Have you seen how did you transform into that? How did you go from what you were before to that? It just doesn't make any sense.
She got so much filler, and then all of a sudden she's like, I'm just gonna turn on my camera and stare into the screen for 30 seconds without saying anything. And I'm like, you look crazy as hell.
Dude, I don't know who's crazier, her or Britney Spears, but at least Britney Spears has somewhat of an excuse. Madonna is just like, God, like, you're just a demon now at this point. I don't really know how else to put it.
Dude, you know who that makes me think of? What's that dude? What's that fucking dude that looks like he's always like a squeezed ham? He looks like a can of busted biscuits.
Squeezed ham.
Sam Smith, is that his name?
It's not ringing a bell. Which is crazy because I would remember it usually.
He's like kind of like a guy. He's a male pop guy. And he puts like horns on and puts like underwear on and like
the fucking guy who did this. Sorry, am I allowed to curse? I should be.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, sorry, I just like automatically assume that's terrible of me. No, I know who you're talking about. He did a concert. All his concerts are basically like devil worshiping stuff. Like, essentially, it's like Illuminati shit,
bro. You'll see pictures that are like dropped on like whatever 4chan. I haven't been on 4chan in years, but I used to see pictures, and it would be like a Polaroid, and it would be like 4 older celebrities, and there's like a girl on a table with like candles all over her and like blood on her, and they're all like singing around the table, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Where is this?
After a while, you gotta kind of ask, like, is this a show or a seance? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, look, you gotta find fulfillment in something. I mean, look, I can kind of look at it objectively and be like, man, if I had $100 million and nothing fulfilled me anymore, maybe I start worshiping Satan. I don't know. I'm not there yet. But like, Jesus, maybe don't take pictures of it.
So we need to throw like $1 million your way and see what you do.
Well, more than that. I gotta need more than that, bro. I got my house. That would barely pay off my house.
$1 million is like what, $10 now? Today's world?
Yeah, it's like 17 cents. It's basically pesos.
It's fucking terrible, honestly. But no, I look at that shit and I'm like, man, this is, and you know what's crazy? Like, you look at those concerts and you look at who's in the crowd. That's the biggest thing. Like, look who's in the crowd, bro. It's all just kids. Like young, I don't want to say kids, like young adults, right? Like impressionable people, let's just say. And they're just looking at this shit like, yep, this is totally normal. There's nothing weird about this at all. This is fine. Like they're the fucking meme. Like this is totally fine.
Yeah. And what brought this on? Thank you, Maldy. What brought this on? It was the advent and popularization of TikTok. Now, this is my theory here. To hear me out, Hypnotic. So we got, you know, TikTok's pretty much owned by China, the government. So if you are on TikTok, let's say you download TikTok right now, Hypnotic, you start scrolling that bitch. Every other TikTok you see is going to be like somebody screeching about trans rights, and they look like a little 12-year-old boy, and they obviously have autism out the fucking roof, right? So they're freaking hell out. So, and that's dude, I downloaded that shit because I re-downloaded it recently because I was like, maybe I should put my shorts on here because I have like 100 shorts I've never posted. So I'm like, I'll post them. And I scrolled for a second, and I think there was 9 in a row. It was like a 14-year-old lesbian, non-binary, fluid thing, just screeching about like one screeching about rights, one screeching about Ukraine, one screeching about Palestine. I'm like, dude, this is fucking. So obviously, I delete the hell out of it because I can't do that shit. It's just lame. Right. But plot twist. There's people that have logged on to China's version of TikTok, and what China's version of TikTok recommends in their feed 100% across the board is STEM-filled stuff. Math, science, engineering. That's it. It's
all academics.
All academics, because what is banned in China? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? So that being said, China owns that shit, but they're pushing like degenerate, like destabilization, like strategies. This is what the Soviet Union came up with, by the way. Strategies to destabilize countries and populaces based on social issues. And they own the app and they push it in the West all day, every day. And it's almost as if China is purposefully destabilizing the U.S. I mean, look what happened in San Francisco when they showed up the other day. The streets were lined with Chinese flags, and
that was crazy.
It's crazy.
That was crazy. When I saw that, I was like, oh wow, that was really convenient how fast you guys cleaned up. You know, it's like that. Clearly, all this talk about, oh yeah, it's going to cost us, millions and millions of dollars to do it, and we can't do it right away, and it's not going to happen overnight. And well, it sure did once the fucking Asian man showed up. So it's very clear that they have a certain what's the word I'm looking for? Loyalty to the CCP. Clearly,
yeah. I mean, that's what I tweeted that out. Look, they're obviously owned by China.
Oh, for sure.
That's terrifying. I mean, look, I don't give a damn if some, maybe some governor or some politician is sympathetic or kind of like maybe vocally says they think China's cool. But when you completely clean up your homeless, something that you apparently said was impossible a month ago before your own people, but you clean it up completely for a communist dictator coming into your city, and then you line the streets with Chinese flags. It almost seems like they already won a long time ago, and we're just playing a fucking long.
Oh yeah, like it's kind of as if what game was like that? Was that Wolfenstein? Where it's like no, was it Wolfenstein? There was something like that where Nazi Germany kind of took over the United States, but it wasn't quite known to the populace. I just forgot what that was. But it's the same thing with this. You just follow the money, follow the donations. You'll find out who owns who.
It reminds me of like when you decide to switch companies, like, well, I don't want to drink this bottled water. I don't want this shaving cream because either I don't like it or they tweeted something kind of, gay. So like you're like going through all these things, and then you do a little bit more research and then you realize that one company owns every single one of them. And you're like, wait, hold on. What's a parent company? Oh shit. They own every shaving cream. Fuck. You're like, it's over. It's already over. We've already lost.
Follow the money, man. I tell that to everybody. If you follow the money, you're going to find all the truth, all of it, because parent companies are utilized heavily to try to mask like certain like mega conglomerates, right? Like they don't want to be accused of being a monopoly, or they don't want to be accused of just having, all the power. But realistically, if you realize, oh shit, these 20 companies all belong to the same mega corporation at the end of the day, they kind of are what we say they are, But in terms of TikTok, I do agree with you though, man. Like what they did on TikTok, or what they do on TikTok, is ridiculous. I logged on TikTok, unfortunately, for the first time in maybe a year or so, because I was doing it for a while, and then I just don't have time to do the short videos anymore. But I logged on TikTok. I'm like, let me just see what's going on. Fuck it, why not, right? Like everybody talks about it. Let me just see. Bro, the first video I see, it wasn't actually anything like tranny or LGBTQ or anything like that. It was actually just the weirdest, most deranged. I don't even know if you want to show it. I could probably pull it up. It's disgusting. And I was like, why did I do this? Why? Like, I made the worst choice. It was a woman with like a deformed face eating a fish on top of rice. Like, but it was like bad fish, right? And she knew it was bad fish, but for views, like she's doing it. And it's just the nastiest video I've ever seen. I'm like, why did I do this to myself? Like, I just fucking logged off. I was like, you know what? Logged off, delete. Like, I learned my lesson. I'm stupid. I get it. You know, like that's just not happening. So honestly, bro, it's crazy. And then again, like you said, if you look at China's version, it is all academically based. Even if you look at their overall the way they advertise certain things, like I don't want to say military, but when they advertise certain things, you'll see it's all about just high performance, being the best that you are or whatever, whether it's academically or physically and whatnot. And then with America, it's like we're worried about how many gay people are in the fucking army. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, whatever happened to don't ask, don't tell? Now you want to tell everybody, and that shit's annoying. Like, shut the fuck up. It's the worst thing ever.
It's the whole plan. Man, what it boils down to is this. People have always lacked personality, and the people that had personality rose to the top of social circles. That's how it's been since the beginning of human history. The issue is you have people now that have access to these social medias and these platforms, have access to platforming themselves with themselves, or other people are being propped up by a foreign government, and they fill their personality with sexuality, and no one cares. Like, I don't care if you want to bang like eat a chick's face or bang a dick. I don't give a fuck, dude. I think that's all really cool, to be honest. And if you want to live your life as a woman, that's super cool, dude. Put a dress, woo, like I'll be all about it. Just leave children out of it. I don't really care. But like the whole point is people take that and they find their group of small knit people that complain about freaking social politics all day, and they make that their entire personality, instead of like being, I really hypnotic. I really like sketching and like writing music and, listening to music back and building a world with sketches. I think it's really fun. And people are like, damn, you do something like that? That's really cool. You play guitar? You like to sketch? That's really, really cool. This other person over here has never done anything with their damn life. So they're like, I just think about politics all day, every day. Because I don't have anything else to put my time into, because I never developed a personality, because mom and daddy were too damn nice to me, and bullying is not encouraged. And I was
bullying back, please.
I was bullied relentlessly until I quit school. I was bullied every single day, got the shit kicked out of me, and I would not be the person I am today without that. All those people that bullied me, that had no personality, they got a big beer belly. They've been through 3 divorces, and they live in a trailer in the same place I grew up.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, like, bullying was like the way that we filtered out bad behavior. You know what I mean? Like, bad behavior got rectified through bullying. And you could say bullying itself is bad behavior, but hey, it's like an ecosystem. Like, everything feeds each other. And we need to bring bullying back, because honestly, people are just too fucking sensitive. And you know what it is too? I look at all this pronoun stuff, identity stuff. I look at all that as like modern day emo kids, or like all these identities. We used to have identities back in the day that were very simplified. You had your little group, jocks, whatever, and that was basically it. But then what happened was it got too boring. It got boring for people. Like just being gay wasn't enough, right? Because it wasn't special anymore. It didn't give you all the attention that you were looking for when you announced it to everybody, right? Because people used to make this whole big thing. Oh, I'm coming out of the closet. You used to have these documentaries where they make videos about it. Oh, look at this person coming out the closet. How difficult it is. What stunning and brave, this person is for doing it. That just became too normal now. So now what do you got to do? You got to take it the next step. You got to one up yourself. So now you're not gay. Now you're gay with a twist, right? Or like you'll throw in some freaking fake pronoun, like, oh, okay, you don't go by he, him. Now you go by Zer. Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost as if like when somebody's like, oh, like how are you? It's like, oh yeah, well this really affects me because I'm a gay man, and they're like, okay, like what else? And I'm like, no, I'm just a gay man. They're like, okay, right. That's like so 90s, bro. Like, what do you mean you're gay man? Who cares?
Yeah. It's like, tell me what you like doing.
You're just a man, is what you're telling me.
You're a man with an extra step.
Rest in peace. Speaking of being a man, Boscodian!
Nice.
Bosco! Coming in with a pink boy, says, missed you, man. Hello again, Familot. How you doing, Bosco? Hope you're doing well, man. I saw you, coincidentally enough, I saw you, I think I followed you yesterday or today on Instagram, because I just saw you were like recommended to me, and I was like, Bosco! I think it was on something. It might have been on Twitter. I don't know. But thank you, Bosco. I love you. I appreciate you. You're goated. Big, juicy, delicious pink boy. And it gets us to Naked Snake, which I will be doing probably in around 30 minutes.
Nice.
Getting a breaking point. Thank you, Bosco. I love you. I appreciate you. I don't deserve that shit. I don't deserve any of this tonight. We already hit Naked Snake. We are 450 until Fight Milk for the third stream in the last 4 shows, which would be insane. Thank you, Bosco. I love you, dude. And Patrick, got to step back from politics for time, or you'll go overwhelmed by the bullshit. That's for sure. Because you'll notice everything's corrupt. Everything's corrupt, no matter what it is. Did you see that the freaking the Mr. Rogers of YouTube, fucking Gerard, the guy that the completionist? Do you see that?
No,
So,
what happened with that?
This guy, he's named the completionist. I've met him in real life. I went to a con. He was at the con. People, talking to him. And I talked to him. Is at some con in South Carolina. And I have a few friends that are content creators. They're kind of older school content creators, and they all know him. All big fans of this guy. Well, he, unbeknownst to everyone, has had a charity for the last 10 years. This charity, he's been shilling. Donate to the charity.
I did see that.
Yeah, donate.
It has
donate,
like 600 grand or something like that hasn't been touched.
600 grand in his bank account. He
Bro.
never donated any of it, which he says it's because he didn't even know. Which it's still charity fraud. Doesn't really matter which way you slice it. But people are like, well, I mean, at least he didn't touch any of it. And I'm like, oh, correction. Based on tax filings, he touched 105 grand of it.
Nice. Very nice.
Pretty obvious. Well, he put in the bucket for the $105,000 that just disappeared, put it in a bucket called expenses.
Of course. Yeah, of course. that magic freaking word, expenses, right? Like whenever you're filing your taxes and whatnot, yeah, it's all expenses, 100%.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I rented a Ferrari F430 when I was in Vegas. So
it was necessary, it was just totally necessary to go fucking 100 miles an hour in a Ferrari.
Now, granted, I would argue that it is, but still, that's definitely not.
I'm not arguing that
because I saw somebody on Twitter. They were like, "Well, like this story is useless, and this isn't. You guys are blowing this out of proportion. Keep in mind, the money was entirely untouched." And I'm like, "Was not. It was 105 grand. Was not."
Right, we're blowing it out of proportion, but the guy's got a 600 grand plus retirement fund just sitting there waiting. That's really what it is. And just letting the money sit there.
This 105 grand, about 14 grand of it, like the how it was been 10 years, right? Every year, about 14 grand is taken out of it.
Jesus Christ.
So what happened? He's probably going to be get to $1 million in that account and dip out and just retire.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I hope no one finds out. But I'm like, dude, these are public documents, you goofy bastard. What are you doing?
How could you, like, in today's modern world, do anything remotely close to that and think no one's going to find out? Like, just the amount of information that's readily available is just ridiculous. And then you have people who will dig for information that's not readily available and find it. Like, if you think you're going to get away with it, you're stupid. Like, that's just plain and simple. Yeah. And a lot of people don't really, they're more reasonable about how they feel about it because they're like, look, this guy, like, they're wanting to be the devil's advocate or be the voice of reason. Look, maybe he didn't mean to blah, 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 blah. And I get that viewpoint. I totally do. But the fact of the matter is there is hundreds of clips from different years of him saying this money is being donated right now to this organization and this organization. And it never was ever, not even once. Yeah. So sorry. Like, anyway you slice it, he was lying the entire 10 years. He was lying the whole time. And 105 grand is gone. And regardless of if that's a high amount of expenses or a low amount of expenses or what have you, 105 grand's missing. And he did say on a call with Mudahar and Carl Jobst, he said on a call with him, a conference call 2 days ago, that if he went to a con and spent a little bit more money than he would like to, then he would dip into it for expenses to cover certain things. So yeah, that motherfucker took money. I'm sorry, he took money. Maybe I mean, maybe it was used for, he said, legitimate purposes. I guess like airfare. I don't know, but at some point you gotta ask yourself, 105 grand is gone. The other 500 grand was never donated. None of this is good. This is all bad. No, especially since it's over the course of what, 10 years? You said?
Yeah.
Come on, like you can't even claim you're gonna claim ignorance for 10 years. Oh, I didn't know for 10 years. Come on, bro. Like, stop, bro. I would be, when people do that, I actually get mad. I get mad because I don't want to think you're that stupid, right? Like I don't. You're literally telling me to believe that you are that stupid, and I don't want to do that. I just refuse to believe that you could be potentially that dumb. So I rather believe that you're lying to me. Like I that's less offensive. You know what I mean? Just everybody lies. I get it, but yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, dude, I completely agree. It's been pretty wild to watch, and I don't really know how it's going to end up. I'm pretty sure the IRS will audit it, and he'll be charged with charity fraud. That's the only way I really see it playing out.
Right? Oh, he's going to get destroyed, probably.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be the good guy on the internet, which leads us to realize no one's the good guy. Like, no one is. Like, everybody's doing some shit. It's just the only difference between them and me is I tell you the shit I'm doing. I tell
every
you.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, like people were like, "Hey, what do you spend money on?" I'm like, race cars,
bro.
My mortgage and race cars. And I wreck them. It's great. You know what I'm saying? So like, there is no fishiness there because a lot of there, and this is something that's weird to me. Look, I mean, it is my job, but there's creators out there like, what's that girl's name? That's like, she used to be hot, but now she kind of fat in the midsection. And not Amaranth.
That's a very open.
Not Amaranth, not Sniper Wolf. It's the other one. The other goofy, like kind of racial ambiguous lady.
Honestly, bro, I don't watch these girls.
Dude, me neither. That's why I don't even know who it is. Somebody in the chat, give it to me. You guys know. There's like 3 girls. There's like Amaranth. Then there's.
Is it Pokimane? That's the only other name that I really know.
Look at that.
Is that it?
There you immediately got it.
Nice.
See, you lied to me. No, Pokemon. Pokimane. So Pokimane goes on a stream. Okay, goes on a stream and kind of implies, that she's not like she's just a normal person, and implies that she's not money motivated, and she does, what I'm saying? She like implies, well, I'm not money motivated and I'm not doing this for the money. I'm like, bitch, you are worth like $25 million.
They always say that when they have the money. Like, of course you're not money motivated. You have the fucking money. Like, what are you talking about? You already got it. Exactly.
Yeah, dude, I am. I'm money. I take my shirt off every night. Bro, for these plebs in the chat.
If she's not money motivated, she can very clearly donate it to me. It'll be perfectly fine. It's all good.
I'm all about it. Please, Jesus.
I'm totally not money motivated. Wink, wink. Please.
I would use it so much better than you would. Please, I promise. Give it to me. Make sure you guys do me a favor and like the show. We are 4:45 from Fight Milk on a Wednesday. Interesting. We killed it Monday with Craig. Me and Craig, side scrollers, hit Fight Milk out of the park. I appreciate you guys. You guys are great. Wars of Paradise says Pokemon racially ambiguous. Yeah, she's like Asian white. I don't know what the hell she is.
She definitely plays it up. She tries to be a little bit of everything, or at least portray that.
She's something.
I always thought she was like Spanish or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, you can look at me and know immediately I'm a white man.
Well, it might be the accent a little bit.
Yes, and also, well, it's Alabama. Yeah, but still. No, I have a black friend, Chris. Black as hell. Sounds just like me.
That's such an Alabama thing to say. I have a black friend.
Yeah, only one though. I don't allow more than one.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's got to be a limit. Yeah, you have too many, it gets wild. No, I understand.
You get 2 in a room, they start fucking fighting everybody.
Do I count as black? Not really.
I don't know shit.
I'm fake black. Let's just go with
fake black. Yeah, you're just like it's a Gundam.
Yeah, basically, 100%.
He's something. He's brown. I don't know.
When I first heard him, I really thought he was a white guy. Then I started really listening to him. I'm like, wait a second, there's something else in there. I just can't put a finger on it.
Yeah, it's what is it? Zia. I have a show with this girl named Zia every Saturday, and she's Hawaiian, but she's so white.
Wait, Zia's Hawaiian?
Yeah, but
that's like crazy.
Yeah, her mom and her sister are like dark brown Hawaiian girls, and she's like,
no fucking way.
And I'm like,
how did that happen?
They found her in a dumpster, I think.
They definitely did.
Yeah,
like this is a whole another Disney story waiting to happen for sure.
Yeah, prom night dumpster, baby. Words of Paradise says dropping a 10 for my boy Hypno. I would drop more, but he's Puerto Rican, so this is a fortune for him.
Oh wow, Leon, that's amazing. Thanks, appreciate you.
Puerto Rico.
Definitely charging you royalties now at this point, Leon.
Dude, I used to go to this GameStop conference in Las Vegas every year, and we had all the U.S. markets, and then we had Puerto Rico, and all the U.S. markets are just kind of like chilling, walking around the hotel, drinking, partying, kind of normal. Everywhere the Puerto Rican dudes went, they had like these giant maracas and shit, and they were just like chanting and like chanting down every hallway. Like there was like 20 of them, and they just
Probably
chant
screaming Boricua, most likely.
something like that. They were just
Yeah.
going down every hallway, just going. And I'm like, do they ever stop doing what they're doing now?
No, never at all.
Dude, I'm just
You're gonna see Puerto Rican flags on literally everything.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty
100%.
obnoxious.
Yeah,
They'll have it like they'll be probably driving Jeeps, and they'll have it like on the what do you call it? the hubcaps. They'll fucking have the Puerto Rican flag right in the middle of the wheel lock. Yeah, they're that level ridiculous. It's obnoxious.
You know, I'm white. I'm a white redneck man. All I want in life is some Huracan wheels for my R8. That's what I want. But they're so expensive.
They actually are. They really are.
God. I'm like, dude, I really wish. I'm like, they're so beautiful, and they have a little Lamborghini logo in the middle for some reason. And I was like, man, that'd be look great on my R8, even with the Lambo logo. And because my transmission in my car and like half the shit in the car is, you know, from like a collab between Audi and Lambo. So there's actually a lot of embroidered, like what's the embossed? It's on metal. Lamborghini logos on the frame and everywhere on the car is just Lamborghini logos everywhere.
They're like plaqued on the car and engine bay and whatnot.
Right. So I'm like, well, I kind of want some Huracan wheels, but goddamn, $4,000, dude. I don't know about that.
No, it's insane. Like how much they cost is ridiculous, man. Especially if you go OEM, you don't go aftermarket. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
I would never. I've always been like, for me, cars like that, like luxury cars, like I've never been into it. I've been more American muscle kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually what I had. You know.
Yeah, I built them for years. I built so many old Mustangs, Camaro, El Camino. Built all those cars. And when I sold all my race cars, I'm like, I want a supercar. And I've always loved R8s, and I always have loved F430s, Ferraris, but they're just a little too out of my reach.
Sure.
And R8s are a little bit more affordable. And then I bought one, and got the Lamborghini transmission. It's got the gated manual. Awesome car. And has no miles on it. It's just beautiful. But about 2 weeks after I bought it, Audi announced that they were discontinuing the R8.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, ooh. So you can watch in real time the value of them skyrocketing. And I'm just like,
of course. Yeah, that's good shit right there.
Gonna get me a 430 in the next 2 years. That
hold on to it long enough, you're gonna be golden for sure.
Yeah,
especially gated manual is highly sought after.
Dude, yeah. To be honest, just having a 430, I'm gonna be like, this is sad. Because I love manuals, man. I've only ever driven a manual since I was 16.
Everything, especially supercar related, it's pretty much all automatic, dual clutches or
dual clutch, man, all day
along those lines.
They shift so fast.
They do. No, they really do.
Yeah,
it actually is kind of obnoxious. You almost don't even hear it.
Yeah, it's cool, but like I just want to jerk it around. They had 430s special ordered that had gated manuals, like I think early editions. It was like $25,000 extra, and they would put a gated manual in the bitch.
That's nuts.
And there's like a handful of them that exist. So when you find them, they have no miles and they're like $400,000. And you're like, well, not getting that.
That's
like,
insane.
It's so great to have. But yeah, because I think they discontinued the gated manual and like the Gallardo like in the 2000s. So that's why the R8s were sought after with the manual transmission.
I remember watching when Stradman got a gated what was it? A gated manual, I think Huracan.
Yeah,
it was an older one, and I know he sold that thing for some good money. He kept it for a while and then sold it.
Yeah, but those gated manuals, man, they're something else.
The only car I ever built that I ever had was the 17 SS Camaro that I spent way too much money on building that, and then got rid of it because I wasn't about that life anymore. So
that's what
I got it up to what was it, 872 wheel.
Damn.
870. It was a F1A Pro Charge 2017. SS Camaro 2SS with meth injection. It was 93 gas with a little bit of meth spray, and that was basically it, man. Built engine and everything. Good shit.
Amazing. I spent almost all my income on race car stuff and trying to get into racing professionally, and then I got into it, and then I got hired by a team, and I was like, well, I guess I'll sell everything I have. So I just sold everything, and because I was building stock cars and trying to build all these things, and it was dude, when you talk about a money pit, that shit was like $3,000 a weekend. It was brutal, and I was like, I can't do this much longer. I was fully convinced that I would be done. Like in July last year, I was like, all right, I got like 1 or 2 races in me, and then I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, and then I
No, it
got
definitely
hired.
is a crazy money pit.
So
But if
it
you get
worked.
hired by a team, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. Worked out well. So thank God for that. So yeah, I just got to make most of my money back. Thank God. I couldn't make the engine money back that I bought a bunch of engines because I kept blowing them. But that being said, the next thing I want to talk about is the Marvels. I'm sure you've already talked about this on your show.
Dude, I got cursed out in my comments for making 6 videos about it in like a few days. So
Bro, you know how many GameStop videos I have?
no, I know.
Like
I
380.
was like, listen, algorithm. I can't even say that word. Algorithmically, I can't say it. Algorithm, it works. All right,
Yeah,
just
it
fucking works.
does, man. It does. Like, I'll put a video out that's like for comedy purposes, because I started dipping my toe in stand-up comedy recently. And
Right.
fun video, highly edited, get 12, 15K views. I put out a GameStop video, 30K immediately. I'm like,
That's how it works, dude. I'm telling you, man. Like my Nia DaCosta, the first Nia DaCosta video I did, I was literally half asleep, tired. I did it, 8-minute video, fucking 45,000 views. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. So I'm gonna make another one, 22,000 views on the second one. And I'm like, okay, guess what? I'm gonna make the third time.
Bro, I
works.
copied the hell out of one of your titles. What was it? My editor put a terrible title on a video about that voice actor that was annoyed that he was getting typecast.
Sung Cho, whatever.
Yeah, Sung Cho Woo or whatever.
What an idiot.
Yeah, he was like, I'm getting typecast as an Asian character. And I'm like, yeah, well, this is what you wanted because you want people to play the characters that they appear as on screen. He's like, no, not me, just white people. I don't want white people playing it. He's like, but
It's always rules for thee, but not for me, bro. And I love seeing that happen in real time because it's great. It's absolutely great.
Yeah, I remember watching your video, and it was like in the same exact quote. He's like, this is wrong that I'm typecast as only an Asian, and also like white people shouldn't be able to voice other characters that are not white. And I'm like, are you like retarded or something?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
like, how are you saying this in the same breath?
Yeah, like it's just people are brought up, especially people in the West, man. Because in like actual Asian countries, people don't give a fuck. They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. And you go to Japan, and you want to go to the club, and my goofy ass, I'm gonna be a foot taller than all them bastards. I'm gonna go into the club, walk over lumber to the club, and it says Japanese only in the club, and I'm like, why can't I go in? The guy's like, oh, you white, you're not Japanese, you cannot go in. Yeah, oh, okay, cool. So I'm like, whatever.
They actually love white people though.
Yeah, they do, but
they do.
They won't let you in some Japanese only clubs. And
oh no, yeah,
you can't work in some fields in Japan. You can't own land in certain places of Japan if you're white, or if you're black, or if you're anything really. And the way they're able to do that is because they have a very strict immigration policy, and they value the family structure, and they value like moral old school values that everybody should value. And they don't let you just come in and ruin everything. Right. But also those people that love Asian culture and love Japanese culture and can't wait to go over there, and they're weebs and they're outspoken about all their bullshit leftist garbage. They're like, we should do what Japan does. I'm like, you sure about that?
Yeah,
I don't think
you know need to be
means.
Careful. Yeah, you don't. They only look at the outside. They don't look at what it actually took to get there, and that's the problem. But these people, they don't know what it means to have like repercussions for their actions. They have no idea. So
God, that was my favorite story. that white lady called the police because she wasn't allowed in a club because it was Japanese only. She called the police in Japan.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, as a white lady, she wanted to go into this club and it said Japanese only. She called the police and said they were being racist. The police showed up and they had no idea what she even meant. She was like, they won't let me in. And
Get
like
out of here.
The police were literally like, it says Japanese only. You're white. And they're like, she's like, but that's racist. And they're like, no, it's not. It's Japanese only. You're white. Like they can't even fathom what they're talking about. It's like, you're not Japanese. It's like, but that's racist. It's like, you're not Japanese though. Like, yeah.
They don't get it, man. They live through eyes of like race, bro. And it's crazy. It's always the whitest of white people that will try to tell you that something's racist. And normally it's weird because it's like a catch-22, right? Because they always try to say, oh, I have to actively be not racist. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me that you are racist naturally and you're just trying to actively not be? Like, what do you? For me, it's just don't be racist. That's it. Like, why do you have to actively try to not be racist? Do you realize like what that means?
Yep. My favorite thing to see is when there's like a black dude and he's like, you know what? I'm not really worried about this word or microaggressions. I'm just worried about like bettering the future and like bettering my family and the community. And a white woman comes out of nowhere and she's like, sir, you should be offended because these words are a detriment to people that are marginalized in this country, including you.
What
And
does
like
that even
they're
mean?
like they're telling people that they're offended on behalf of these people. So I'm offended on behalf of Jamal, and Jamal's like, I'm not even offended, and then they get mad. Well, you're an Uncle Tom then. Remember what Justice Thomas, I think that's his name, one of the justices, Supreme Court justice, the black guy, Clarence Thomas.
Oh,
maybe?
I think I know where you're going with this.
Bro,
I remember.
when that whatever, it might have been Roe versus Wade was tossed out as unconstitutional or something.
Yes.
And every single liberal white woman on Twitter called him an N-word.
Yes. No, but it comes out, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like this is people who say they actively have to try to not be racist, essentially. Like they admit it, but then they want to be arbiters of fucking social justice. They want to pretend as if they're the ones who should tell everybody else how they should act and speak and think and feel and all this other stuff. Like, bro, you literally are racist. The moment you see a black man not agree with you, actually not even just a black man, just non-white people in general.
Yep.
When you see them not agree with you, you actually can't understand how that's possible.
Yep.
And they'll tell you that. I think there was someone on The View, I forgot her name, where she literally said, I don't understand how there is Latino and black Republicans. She literally said that. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't understand how that's possible? You mean to tell me that you think you have so much control over, non-white people, at least how they think and everything, that they just a mere idea of non-liberal minorities just like freaks you out? Like, are you fucking retarded, or you just want to get to it? Just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, dude.
But they do. They think they have that. I'm sorry, you can read that. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. No, but I want to speak to that a little bit more. Side scroller's note says, "Where's Krigler at?" I was on Krigler's show like 2 hours ago. Adam Krigler will be on my show Monday. By the way, just letting you guys know, Krigler will be on Monday. So, for anybody wondering, Johan says, "I actively try to be racist." Thank you. Thank you, Johan. Yeah, same. No, the issue is, man, is people don't understand, especially these people, is Hispanic people that are just worried about their family because they're very la familia. They're very family oriented. So they're focusing on their family. They're working hard, something very important. And then people are surprised when they end up being conservative. Like, it's the wildest thing to me. They tend to be religious. They tend to care about their family. They tend to be, their mother and father stay together. They tend to want to better each other's lives, and they work hard. They keep their head down, usually if they're in a good area, and that translates into being a conservative a lot of the time, especially nowadays. So the issue is these people are like, well, don't you care that Trump's going to put you in chains? And I'm like, that's not real. That's literally you're speaking in Twitter right now.
Right.
You're speaking in Twitter.
Speaking in Twitter, that's so true. That is so
God,
true.
it's like
that is such a fucking thing. And I've only ever seen like 2 actual human creatures pull that off in real life. Otherwise, like, it is just online, But the thing is, like, with Latino and Hispanic people, we're actually some of the most diverse. We have one of the most diverse voting habits out of all like racial, non-white people. Because to be honest with you, like, if you vote strictly one way, if the majority of a certain group of people vote strictly one way, I view them as retarded. And it doesn't matter which way. You can be left, right, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're only voting one way, that's a little dumb. Like, what is it? Black people like over 90% Democrat. It's fucking retarded. Like, why are you doing that?
It's black men are, I think, in the 70s now, but black women
it's
are like
women that are high,
98%.
Yeah.
And it's the issue is culturally being ostracized or being thought as not part of your culture, right? It's not really that devastating in Hispanic culture. It's not really that. It's definitely not disparaging in white culture, but in black culture, not it. You have to prove that you're black enough for some reason, or else you'll be shamed into fucking oblivion.
It's like that in some Hispanic communities too, though.
Yeah,
because I'll put it like this: like the white man doesn't really have what I call like the crabs in the bucket problem, because that's usually blacks and Hispanics, mostly blacks. Though, like you say, you got to prove that you're black, and if you're trying to better yourself, what are you trying to act like the white man? Like, what does that even mean? you know. And if you go to college, if you go to get a job, oh, you're trying to be, wait, are you too good for the hood now? Like, but the fuck does that mean,
That's so
bro? Like, what?
funny.
But it's crabs in the bucket, right? So it's like everybody, all the fucking ratchet losers are on the bottom of the bucket, and you're over here trying to get your, because you can't control where you're born, right? So you're trying to better yourself and get out of the bucket, and you got every moron trying to pull you down and use all these excuses as to why you should be down with them. Like, oh, you're acting white, you're not black enough, you're an Uncle Tom, you're a coon, whatever. Like, they'll come up with any excuse to try to bring you down because they want you to fail. That's really what it is. Why? Because they don't, misery loves company. So if they're failing and they're not doing anything with their lives, they want to bring you down to like make sure that it kind of validates them, right? So if they know they're a loser and they're not doing anything, then the more losers they can surround themselves with, the more better they feel about being a loser, basically.
It's why you never take relationship advice from your single female friend, because they will always tell you to leave your relationship because they want you to be free like them, and free, it means in misery. So something that you said a minute ago about that, I watched a video recently, and I don't know if you've seen this video, but there was a group of, I think it was 6 men. One of them was white, 5 of them were black, and they all have a blindfold on. It's a really interesting video. And they have to guess on the panel who is black, and they vote somebody off 3 times until there's only 3 people left. And basically, if they get it right, they get 10 grand. If they don't, the white guy will get like 40 grand or something.
Okay.
So it's like a 20-minute long video, and they're asking each other questions and shit. And they are talking about like being proud and black and, you know, whatnot, which is great. And they're like, you know, what we need to stop doing, we need to stop putting black people in a box. We need to stop, you know, shaming black people for doing this and bettering themselves and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I agree with that. And
100%.
It's great. And then the same guy, the same dude saying this, 5 minutes later, they're like, he's like, yeah, you know, he's asking each person like a question, and he gets to this one guy, and it's a black dude, but he doesn't sound like he's from the ghetto. He sounds like a normal. He's like, yeah, my name's Ron. And that dude's like, yeah, you sound too privileged and white. And he's like, you don't sound black at all, so I'm voting for you. And everybody voted for that guy. That guy said we need to not put ourselves in boxes, and we need to not shame each other for bettering ourselves. And then immediately votes off the guy that doesn't sound black. Oh, and by the way, he was like a dentist or something when they asked him what he did for a living.
Of course. Yeah.
So they voted him off because he was too white. And of course, they literally did the exact same thing they just said they shouldn't do freaking 2 minutes prior. And they do that 3 more times. There was a guy he's like a kid. He's like 18. They vote him off because he doesn't sound black enough. Same shit. Doesn't sound black enough. Votes him off. They get to the last guy, and they vote off the last guy. They take off their blindfolds, and the white guy's the only one left with 2 black guys. And it's because the white guy was he was adopted by a black mother and got mixed in with the wrong crowd, became a gangbanger, went to prison for like a few years. And so he sounds just like, he's like, what's up, cuz? He sounds just straight up like street. And they literally said that all these other guys were not black enough because they had like decent careers and didn't sound black. And I was like, dude, how do you make the statement like we shouldn't put each other in boxes and we should lift each other up, and then immediately vote everybody off because they're too successful? What the fuck's wrong with you? God,
but where does that whole like sounding black thing come from? That is inherently racist by itself. You know what I mean? Like if you hear somebody on the phone and you say, well, this person definitely sounds white, and they end up being black, like what does that even mean? Because you mean to tell me in order to sound black, you have to slur your words a little bit, not be so proper, not be so coherent, throw in a couple ebonics here and there? Like what does that mean? But then when you ask, you know, these people who say that stuff, they never really quite have an answer. And you know, it's funny you mentioned that show with the voting people off and whatnot, because this is the reason why I stopped watching when I stopped watching like shows like Survivor and whatnot.
Yeah,
because I don't know if you ever watched Survivor or you ever followed it, but Survivor became some of the most woke bullshit. Like if you want to see what literal checkbox hiring is or checkbox casting in this scenario, watch that show. You'll literally see one of everything except for a white guy, and if it's a white guy, he's gay, most likely, right? So that's the only way you could have a white guy on a show. So The reason I'm bringing it up is because there was a couple seasons recently where they literally had like black alliances and everybody was totally cool with it. And you could see how like the contestants when they mention it, when they mention these black alliances, um they'll clearly be uncomfortable, but they know like because they're white they can't like say something against it, so they're like, yeah, no, I totally get it, it's understandable. But the funny thing is, every single time they do these black alliances they always fail because somebody betrays someone else, and they'll always say to the end, they'll be like, oh yeah, let's stick together, you know, a black guy, a black person's got to win this, you know, we got to stick together until the very end. And they're like, yeah, sure, and then all the way, like, not even at the end, like halfway through, they'll start voting off the black, like other black people will conspire to vote the other black people off. And I'm like, wow, this is really repeating history considering that you sold yourselves off. But the point is, like, when I see that, it just blows my mind because it's all BS, right? And they'll usually vote the person off after this huge monologue, right? They'll edit the show to have this huge monologue about how stunning and brave this person is because of what they've been through in their life in the ghetto, whatever the case may be, and then that person gets fucking voted off by another black guy. I'm like, wow, this is really driving the story home here, you know? So unfortunately, when it comes to these shows, it really, and it's not just these shows, it's everything. Like, you're gonna get those crabs in the bucket. You're gonna get those people, they want to see you fail. They don't want to actually see you succeed. And this is why certain races, like Asians, for example, even Indian people too, and white people, they have the most wealth in the country, right? Like per capita, Asians are actually top, not white people. Now, white
Yeah.
people have the most wealth percentage wise in general, but per capita is actually, it's actually Asians. And it's because they have I don't know if you want to call it like a gatekeeping effect, but they essentially gatekeep to an extent that's very extreme, and they really they focus on themselves first before they help others, right? So they believe, and especially Asian people too, they have a very tight knit family, Hispanics too, very tight knit. They're all about themselves, and they'll help people, but only when their family's good. Where everybody else is like, well, I just want, want. Like, give me, I'm entitled to it, I deserve it, I'm this, I'm that. Like, you're white, you don't need it, right? Like that's basically what they say all the time. They automatically assume every white person has money. They automatically assume every white person comes from some level of privilege, right? And for me, it's like it's never about racial privilege; it's always class privilege, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're born into money, obviously your life's going to be a lot different than someone who's not.
Yep.
But whether you're born white or black, that's really doesn't matter to anybody. It
Yeah.
shouldn't anyway.
It is very, very interesting. Yeah. That what you said with how people assume because of your race that you come from money. I've had people say that shit to me 100 times. Like
Mhm.
when I posted I think I posted my supercar when I bought it on Instagram, and I've been
Mhm.
working, dude, every day of my life. I've been working since I was 14 years old. I had to get a worker's permit in my county just to work because I was 14 years old. My dad made me, to be honest. But I've been working 3 to 5 days a week since I was 14 years old. I'm 33
Right.
now. So that's why I stream so much, because I just can't. It's been ingrained in me. I have to continue going. I start getting stressed out when it's been like 2 days and I haven't done something. I'm like, all right, I'm starting to freaking get stir crazy. Because I'm like, oh, failure is coming for me. But I've worked real hard for everything I've ever gotten, and people will be like, oh, must be good having daddy's money. I'm like, dude, my dad still lives in the trailer I grew up in.
Bro.
He's still there. Like, it's the craziest shit. It's the craziest shit. Johan says, repeal the 19th, make women property again. Dude, I could not agree more. Thank you. Thank you, Johan. K to the Swiss says, there's my favorite slobber pocket destroyer and Camelot too. Thank you, K to the Swiss. And thank you for literally dropping a damn $5 on every video I ever put out. McSandman, McAnalman is in the chat. How you doing, buddy? We are officially, why did that not update? What the hell? We are like 425 from Fight Milk. Thank you guys so much. We got a little while to go too. It ain't even that late. God damn.
No, it's not.
It's going great. Man.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so like with the whole you're white, so you're automatically privileged thing. Like I experienced that too, you know, obviously, but I mean I've been working since what 17, 18 or something like that. Only in the last like 5-10 years have I had any like real sort of crazy money, but like it took a long time to get there. And obviously I keep that all private. Well, not anymore. But the thing is, like, for me, I experienced a lot Hispanic people who I knew growing up who are still in the fucking ghetto, who are still like, and you know what, like for me, the ghetto is not, it's not where you're physically low, it's your mindset, right? So like they're so mentally in the ghetto and entrapped in it that the moment they see someone who they knew growing up or whatever, you know, experiencing a better life, they automatically assume that, oh, you know, this person must have got money somehow, did drugs or whatever. Like my fucking neighbor thinks I'm a drug dealer. All right, like just flat out. But that's because I live. No, it's fucked up. I live in a pretty much dominant white neighborhood. I'm like the only Hispanic here, right? So and I'm also fairly young. So they look at me, they're like, yeah, there's no fucking way you got money like us. How you living with us, basically, right? It's kind of that mindset.
Yeah.
So you know, I've experienced it from all kinds of people, but the worst you're gonna experience is from your own people, you know, and I don't know if you ever experienced that. It's probably the opposite. You probably have like black people telling you how privileged you are and shit. But
Yeah,
like for
that's about
me,
it.
yeah, for me, it's always my own people. Like it's always, that's why I don't fuck with it. I don't fuck with a lot of people because they look at me, they're like, oh, you must be nice having money, huh? And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you
Dude.
talking about? I literally, bro, are you serious right now? Like I that shit pisses me off because they don't nobody ever sees the struggle. Nobody ever sees like what it took to get there. So they'll automatically assume about you. And for me, like I said, it's always fellow Hispanics. So they'll be like, oh, nice car, oh, nice house, must be nice, you know. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. It is, bro. It is nice.
Yes.
It is nice.
Yes.
Fuck off, you know?
No, dude, now look, that's actually funny you say that because you know, I went to a rural ass Alabama school, Hoax Bluff, and you know, I grew up at the trailer park. Somebody asked, "Is do I feel bad? My dad's still at the trailer park?" No, I mean he prefers it. To be fair, he likes very minimalistic stuff. He
Right.
bought a house at one point and then sold it and went back because he didn't. He was like, fuck it, I'll save the mortgage and just go back to my paid off trailer. So, anyways, because it's on a lot of land, so people, you know, I didn't start YouTube until I was 29. And
Okay.
you know, obviously it grew real fast, did really, really well. And you know, obviously the money is great because it's a little bit more than I made as a district manager at Walmart. So I will have friends that will have noticed that I'm on YouTube. They'll see me, they'll see a video of mine pop up, and they're like, holy shit, I went to high school with that guy.
Right.
And on a few occasions, they have messaged me on Facebook and been like, hey man, like I saw your YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And they would talk to me a little bit back and forth. And I'm like, I haven't seen this person in a long time. And they always eventually ask for money.
Yeah.
Always will be like, well, look, hey, I'm in a bad place. And like, I know you like got money. So blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, for one, you were a bully to me in high school. And two, eat my ass. And my actual real friends that I don't see them anymore, but we grew up together. Every time I do anything, like I'll go to Vegas, I'll go to a con, I'll go to a race, you know, I'm go out to dinner, post a
Right.
picture somewhere on any social media. They'll like message me on Snapchat and be like, hey, dude, I saw blah, blah, blah. And they're like, man, must be nice. And I'm like, well, it's pretty cool, but like, you know, it's a lot of hard work. And I'll have people, dude, this is the most common one I get every day. Every other day, I get this from people I used to know. They'll be like, man, I wish I was that lucky. I'm like, what do you mean lucky? You know, I have
Bro, that
streamed
drives me
like
nuts.
10,000 hours on YouTube. I have put out over 1,000 videos. What do you mean lucky?
I can
Dude.
only imagine what you experienced because honestly, like I have, what am I at? I think I'm almost 27,000. I have only 27,000 subscribers. You know how many people message me and they're like, dude, how'd you get so lucky? How'd you grow so, like, what? Lucky? Bro, what? Like I work 10 hours a day, drive 2 hours a day to get to and from work, come home late as fuck, film for an hour and a half to 2 hours, edit for an hour, upload, thumbnail, tag, title, go to bed and repeat. What the fuck you mean lucky?
Yeah, they
You know?
don't. Dude, people don't realize. Mick Anal, man, love you, dude. Glad you're here. They don't realize, and no one realizes this until they're doing it. They don't realize how much work goes into this. People think you turn the camera on and you talk for a minute and then you turn it off, and then all your YouTube content it just appears.
It just
like,
magically edits itself and stuff.
Yeah, dude. You know, when I used to edit my own stuff. I don't do that shit no more. Thank God.
I still do, unfortunately.
Yeah, one day you won't have to, and it'll be great. It freed up a lot of time for me. Now I can actually play video games every once in a while again.
Right.
Because I would edit for 2 hours every video, and I was putting out 3 videos a week. I've calmed down to about 1 to 2 videos a week and upped my streaming a little bit more. But because the revenue comes from streaming now, it's a no-brainer.
Oh, 100%.
So, but I'll just send all my stuff off to my editor. but I still have to come up with my topics. I have to come up with all my research things that I'm going to bring up in video. I have to put it all in a cohesive manner and then speak to all of them. And then I have to film for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then I send it all to my editor, and then I do all my thumbnails because I prefer doing thumbnails. And they don't take too long. They take 20 minutes sometimes, but it's something that you have to do. And what people don't realize, and people like to think they will agree, yeah, it's probably a lot of work. And they're like, I want to get into it. And you're like, all right, well, I'll help you, because I always try to help people. And they'll put up their first video, and they'll have 2 videos filmed. They'll put up one, they'll put up another one like 4 or 5 days later. And then they realize like that 4 days goes by so fast. And you're like, oh, I got to film. And they're like, oh God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do any of this. Like, I thought it was going to be easy. It's like, no, dude, this is to keep this rigorous schedule up forever. It is brutal. And you have to get a schedule down where you batch film, you do everything, you do due diligence. And some of those days you're not going to want to. Sometimes it's almost impossible turning the camera on. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this today.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
I feel like talking. I don't feel like doing nothing. I've canceled streams. Last Wednesday I canceled my stream because I was like, there's no way in hell I can do this.
Bro, people don't see that. People don't see those nights. People don't experience those nights where you're like, damn, man, I know I got to do this, but I really don't want to. They don't experience those nights of struggle and hardship and all that. And then if you, God forbid, you talk about it, oh, you're being a little bitch. Like it's, oh, okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself then. That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
100%.
Oh, dude, what people always tell me is, I'm like, yeah, I streamed a bunch this week and I'm kind of worn out, and put up a bunch of videos, traveled to this place, did this, and I'll have a friend be like, oh yeah, well, try working outside for 12 hours. And I'm like, yeah, why would I do that? What are you talking about? Physical labor and mental, like, I guess labor, whatever, that kind of seems like an oxymoron, but like a mental job is just as taxing as a physical job, but in completely different ways.
Oh, for
I
sure.
would love to be able to turn my brain off and freaking put up a 2x4, hit 2 nails in it with my gun, and move on, put another one up, and then like eat lunch and just talk to people and just like be a little bit different. I'd be really worn out, tired after the day, but I wouldn't have to be like sitting here 10 minutes before my stream staring at the floor, like wondering like what the hell I'm gonna do in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I get it, man. And on my days off, all I do is I do a lot of YouTube so that I can actually get like a day to myself. So because I release 2 videos a day, so I usually record every day 2 videos, but on my days off I'll do like 4. If there's a lot of topics, I'll do 4, and I'll release them 2 and 2, so I get a day off to myself. I don't have to come home and worry about fucking filming a video. But I gotta tell you, like on my days off, when I'm actually just doing YouTube primarily, that shit's taxing, man. Like it actually tires me out more than when I'm at work, and I'm at work for a long time, so I could do 4 or 5 hours of YouTube and be just mentally drained, because people got to remember, man, you got to think about what to film. You got to think about what to say. I don't script my videos. I do it off the cuff, like all off the cuff. So that takes work. That takes skill to try to get good at. And like, it is mentally taxing. It really is. And people just don't get that.
Yeah. So, I haven't scripted videos since I think my 5th video ever, because it was just too much. And I just turn it on and go. And I'm really good at keeping it to like a very direct point. I don't ramble too much, and makes it a little bit easier, because it used to be like a 25-minute video edited down to 12 minutes. Now it's a 13-minute video edited down to 12 minutes. I've gotten like really, really close. Meester Anonymous says, being a YouTuber takes hard work and equal amount of luck. To be fair, I would say it takes 90% hard work, 10% luck. And what I mean by that is, I did an experiment on a different channel. So I started another channel, and I put like a few videos on it, and then I didn't do anything for 6 months because I had different ideas for it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to hire an editor for it, and I'm going to get them to clip like 5 to 7 clips from every one of my streams, give them, spicy titles, make sure it's a spicy conversation, and make a thumbnail for it, and do it and put out a video every day on my alt channel. And that was 6 months ago. So they were getting like 20 to 80 views per video, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing. Had a couple thousand subs because I just told people about it on my stream. And all of a sudden, like about 3 weeks ago, or about a month and a half ago, actually, every video went from 80 to 100 views to 100,000. Because the algorithm realized that I was doing it for 6 months. I'm profitable because I'm going to continue doing so. They have to know you're going to be profitable. They're not going to be like, if this dude uploads once a year, why would I push that to the algorithm? Because it's not profitable for YouTube to do so when they can push other channels where they can make money off of. And out of nowhere, went to 10K subs video. Every video is I had a video yesterday, get 10,000 views about Yongay. You know,
yeah, it raises your average too. So like if you're averaging 80 to 100 views and one video gets 500K, yeah, there's a good chance your average per video is going to go up, quite a bit.
Every single person can do it if you can make a coherent sentence. Now there are people that can't. You ain't like Joe Biden. You ain't gonna be able to make no damn YouTube anytime soon. But if you can speak, get your point across coherently, and you have a good camera, shit, Hypnotic don't even he does it without it. Does great.
I don't even use the camera.
Don't even have to have a camera. Growing like hell. But I mean, Yellow Flash don't have a camera. He's got like 400,000 subs now. There's a lot of people that don't. So camera's not even necessary. So if you have a good audio system, you can convey good points, and you put out videos for 3 to 6 months with no one watching. But
you got to be your own biggest fan, bro. That's basically what it is.
When there's no one watching and you're still putting out these videos, the algorithm's they're gonna know eventually. The algorithm's gonna be like, all right, well, this dude's going, so let's give a little bit of a taste to this one video, because it was a video that I didn't upload and it boomed. It was like a video from 2 weeks prior, just got 200K views. It's like YouTube noticed, and I feel like that's how it works with everybody. But no one ever gets to that point. No one ever gets to that point because
they quit.
They'll put out 3 to 5 videos and be like, well, no one's watching, so there's no point in doing this.
Right. They get completely demoralized, bro.
I've seen so many people do it. If you do it long enough, the algorithm will push you. What happened to my channel right here? I had nobody watching for 6 months. On this channel we're on right now. Nobody watching. Had 900 subs from one random video talking about a GameStop. It got like 10,000 views because I put it on Reddit. And then every video after got like 200 to 800 views. And then on the 6th month, my first video got 1 million views overnight, and suddenly I was doing this full time. That's how it works. But I mean, it's because you don't stop when people aren't watching.
No, I don't. Like there was a moment during the summer this year where I really feel like, I know everybody uses the whole shadow ban excuse, but I made a video about, like, I was basically just dunking on LGBTQ for the entire month of Pride. And I think like eventually it just came out and just completely destroyed me. So I had like 2 months of just complete radio silence. Like I was putting out, like, my videos were getting like realistically 3,000 to 5,000 views per video. And then I just started putting out videos, same topics, right? Like still trending topics, very relevant. It's not like I was doing it late, and I get like 400 views, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? And then I realized, I looked at my analytics. I'm like, oh, I'm not going on recommended anymore. That's interesting. Like completely not at all. So I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna power through it, because I know I've experienced this before, number one. And I know it's only a matter of time before either, if there is a shadow ban, it fades, or something happens where a video just clicks and now I'm back in the game again. And that's basically what's happening now. Like the videos have completely clicked. The Director X thing was great.
Yep.
And then after him, like just reporting on Marvel, the Marvels and stuff, like all of this just completely revitalized. Now I'm back to like 5-10K views, a video, which is great. Like that's where I'm trying to stay right now, considering my size.
Dude, those lull periods, bro. Oh my God, those lull periods. Like,
yeah,
there's been so many times where I'll get 80K views per video for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, bro, we're back. And then the lull happens and it's like 12K. And I'm like, fuck. And then it does that for a whole month. And then 50K, 40K, 40K, 30K, 40K, 9K for like a whole month. And I'm like, fuck. And it doesn't matter what I put out. I could put out the greatest shit ever, and it does not matter. And then I put out a video about that dude, Linus Tech Tips. And I think it got like 90K views. And it was because Linus, somebody in his Reddit sent like a hate brigade. It got like 90% downvotes. They were real pissed. And then, of course, it was like a year later, maybe, or 9 months later, it all got ousted as like truth. And everybody came back to my video and removed their dislikes and apologized. So I only had 65% downvotes, which was actually really crazy to see it come back like that. It never happens. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make more of these videos, of the Linus videos, and they were everyone on pop 90 grand, 90 grand, 90 grand, 90 grand. And they were all getting likes because it was proved to be, pretty much true. This whole Linus deal was pretty much true. And it was just crazy. And it was so fun. And that actually kept me going for like a month. I was getting 40K, 50K views almost per video. It seemed like for a while.
Right.
And now we're back at the low period. Although my video yesterday is almost at 30K. So thank God. Thank God. We're kind of getting back. The videos are kind of weird. You know, that you see creators like Critical Drinker now, to be fair, his content is top notch. But dude, he'll get a million views per video, and he'll get 20,000 concurrent knowledge streams. And I'm like, damn, that's wild. That's crazy numbers. Like, to me.
But here's the thing though, like the 20,000 concurrent for the streams, when you actually think about it, it's not that crazy when you think about it, because again, he's got how many subscribers? 1.8, 1.7.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
that's 1.8 million people, right? So when your live stream's on, 20,000 people concurrent, it's not that crazy when you think about it. And it's weird because YouTube, when it comes to the live streaming, dude, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they just don't send it out to people as much. Probably that's what it is. But when I look at some of these numbers, I'm like, that's fucking nuts, bro. You know, like, and it's about 2%. If I did the math right, it's about 2% of your subscriber base on average, your concurrent viewership. Like, so that's crazy. So where's the other 98%? You know, but then he'll put out a video and he'll get 1.5 million views. I'm like, oh, there's everybody. So
there they are. Yeah.
It's just crazy, man. The numbers just don't make sense. But YouTube's algorithm's just all fucked.
It is weird. It's gotten a lot better for streaming. It was real bad for a while. If you streamed on your main channel, you pretty much had to make a new channel for it, which is kind of what
ruin your algorithm, right?
Right. They were all mixing together. And so if you did a stream and there was only like 3,000 people after post because your concurrent levels, then it would hurt your videos. Now, I think they finally fixed that. A guy said last year that they were working on fixing it. And now it seems to be completely fixed. Because I had 1,000 concurrent Saturday or maybe a little bit more. And my videos are not affected at all. They're still doing great. So I think they fixed it. But for a while there, it was really rough. I was like, damn, I was like considering streaming on a different channel entirely. I was like, man, this is getting real bad. It all worked out. And we still, on this channel, everybody in the chat, we still outperform all those million sub channels and super chats every stream. You
really do. It's fucking impressive.
Been since I started, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of my soothing, delicious redneck voice, but we beat them every single show. We beat
definitely is the redneck voice.
No, this shit. I shit you not. I'll see somebody with 20K concurrent, and I'll go look at their current playboard statistics for that stream, and they don't even get a quarter of what this channel gets on streams. And I'm like, dude, I have a great community that supports me, and I will never understand why. But
that's the difference, man. When you have like a really strong community that stands behind you and actively wants to support you versus, you know, that person might have 20,000 concurrent, but like how many of them are actively supporting versus just either lurking or, you know, they're just there because they're trying to listen for something maybe they don't like. You know, like Tim Pool, you know, out of all the freaking people that watch Tim Pool, probably like 4,000 of them are haters. You know, it's just in the chat, like just waiting for him to say something that they can clip and use for themselves or whatever. Like, you'd be surprised, you know. So it's a big deal.
It is weird. It's strange that people have that much energy. When you see clip channels, a lot of them go after Nick Rekieta. And there's so many clip channels that go after Nick Rekieta, and I'm like, how do you have that much energy? Look, I get that people are going to do it, but it's like, how do you have enough that like energy to do all these things and then whatever clip channels or whatever, you know, but the comment sections are wild. Like, you'll see the same people like 5 times on every single video for like months. It's like, oh, Nick Rekieta is a degenerate piece of shit, and I hope he dies. I'm like, how do you have that much? Dude, I've never even thought that about anybody. Like, but
yeah, that's a little extreme.
They live it every day. I mean, I had a guy that used to go after me, clip channel, and every comment hated me. They all hated me. They're like, and it was the same 30 people in the comments hated my guts. And it ended up with me being swatted. And when I finally got swatted, I was like, that's enough. And I took the power into my own hands. And then he ended up deleting his channel off YouTube.
Wow, nice.
And then he disappeared forever.
Actually, I remember that.
Yeah, he'll come back. He comes back on the chat like once a month. I'll see him. But it's his old account. He had like a tech account based around computers and design. That was like his normal account.
To be, I mean, like, Jesus,
yeah,
you must be really bored.
He'll come into the chat and be like, "You guys are all getting scammed by Camel. I can't believe it. He scammed you guys." And then he'll like leave, and I'm like, he's still got a little energy. I don't know where he's focusing it now. He might have got a girlfriend. That'll fix that shit.
Maybe.
Yeah,
or a boyfriend.
Or a boyfriend. Yeah. Johan, we just feel bad for you because you're a window licker and want you to feel special. Thank you, Johan. Hey, whatever works, my friend. I appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you so much. Love you. We're closing in on about 15, 20 minutes left in the show, boys. We already hit Naked Snake for the 234th stream in a row. We're 4:15 from Fight Milk. Get the hell on it, doggone it. I appreciate you guys so much for all your support. You guys are goated as hell. And thanks so much for Hypnotic. We got a little bit left, but we'll talk about a few more things. But yeah, dude, Hypnotic, I sent out like I think 20 invites.
20?
20.
So like direct DM 20?
Yeah.
Really? Fuck.
And thank God for you. Because you're the only
bro.
one that showed up.
Dude, I'll talk about anything, man. I don't give a fuck. I have a great time. I do not care. I was all for it.
I thought I'd at least get like 5. I was very surprised that
Bro, I've gone on shows that like have like 10 concurrent viewers, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Let's just talk about some
dude,
shit.
I have too. I've done the same shit. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Do not care.
If
But no,
only
I appreciate you inviting me, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, it's been great. So Marvels came out, and as everybody expected, a movie about 3 women. No one went and saw it. Like, why would you? I do know Sonia in the chat said she thought it was fun, but that's because she has bad taste and she's Hispanic, so you can't really judge her for it.
My people do not claim.
Wookie Be Bad had 19 people turn you down. Well, it's not exactly that they turned me down. It's just they didn't show up. Like 5 of them messaged back and turned me down, which is totally fine. But yeah, I don't know. You know, sometimes it bums you out, but I ain't letting it get to me today. Because that happens more often than you probably realize in the chat. But it says right here, Disney already lost a whopping $1 billion at the box office in 2023. Now their new Marvels movie, crap, might be their biggest bomb yet, which is not surprising. $200 million to produce, $100 million to promote, and it only made $47 million so far in the United States, which is the lowest opening in MCU history. Now you know why Disney is panicking about the new Snow White, which is expected to be a historic bomb. They replaced the diversity squad with CGI dwarfs and delayed the movie for a year. It still won't help. I don't know why they ever thought going this direction would work. And not only that, I don't know why they sent all their actors out on a promotional PR campaign to say, sorry, white men, this movie's not for you. And they'd be mad that the white men demographic did not show up for their film. Look, the only thing you could have got me into the show, like the only way I ought to go see one of these movies is if it was rated R and Brie Larson like took her boobies out at some point. Other than that, I ain't going to see the hot shit. I watched the Scarlett Johansson movie, not Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Oh yeah,
she's like fucking with that dude. I forget what it's called. She's like naked half the movie, and I'm like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen. I don't even remember.
Since you don't really get that too much anymore now. It's just a lot of dick.
Yeah, dude. I don't even remember the last time. And I don't even remember the plot of that movie that I watched.
You really don't have to though. That's the beautiful thing.
She was just chasing kids and slapping them, and she had her tits out. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Why is this not happening more often? This gives it's like an 8 out of 10 right from this. And which is funny and kind of hypocritical because like a year ago, Jennifer Lawrence came out and said Hollywood is predatory towards women and putting us all in a box and blah, 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 and sexism and misogyny. And I guess that she wasn't getting any roles at that time. So they're like, you want to take your shirt off and run around for like an hour? And she's like, yeah, fuck it. Pay me, you know?
Bro, it always comes down to virtue signaling will work up until it doesn't, right? So if you do all this virtue signaling, it's only because it's profitable. At least they feel like it is, you know. And profit is not just, you know, financial gain. Profit could be social media, fame, influence, whatever. Like if it gets their following up, they consider it to be, you know, beneficial. But this shit's just not working anymore. It's just not, and it's very clear. And they're getting so desperate to try to stay relevant because virtue signaling was how they stayed relevant, right? Yeah. So if you can't do that, like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna have to show your tits. That's basically it. Like, that's your only choice.
What did they try to do in the new Thor movie to save it? They put him butt ass naked on the screen.
Oh yeah,
that's what they did. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but every movie I've watched lately, it's in my intro that I didn't play today because I played a different intro. But every movie. You'll notice every TV show, there's like 9 dicks per episode, and you don't even get a side boob anymore.
Nope. You don't. No, it's true.
In The Boys, for example, The Boys, everybody's got their dicks out. And in that one scene where like Huey is standing there and he transported and he's naked when he transports because his clothes come off, and he took his girl and transported and she's super hot and he was naked, and I was like, oh bro, I'm gonna see her titties, you know. And I shit you not, it showed her from a collarbone up. And then showed him from completely behind. So you just see Huey's fat, delicious ass. and like his tan lines, and she's like, but you can't even see her at all. It only shows her collarbones, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Show
you
me
gotta
some
remember,
titties.
you gotta remember too, man. A lot of the writers these days are women. You know, a lot of the directors too
Those
are also women.
bitches.
So since you got women writing it, you got women directing it, it's probably going to see more dick than you are going to see titties for sure.
Yeah, and it's always
Quite
ranked the old
unfortunate.
dude penis too. Like, bro, look, I know BD Jake says he doesn't care about what anything J Law says. Look, I get it, but if she pulls her titties out and she has her ass cheeks out, I'll watch it. And if I don't like Brie Larson at all, but if there was a movie and it's like Brie Larson in The Slut this summer, I'm gonna watch that shit. If she's naked half the time, I'm sorry, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it because I don't care about the plot anymore. Because you got to use your goods, right? Dude, action stars doesn't have good dialogue. I'll be back. Like they don't have good dialogue, but they're shredded and they're punching dudes in the face, and it's great, right? So the female equivalent is your titties are out and you're like jumping on dudes' penises and it's great, and you're just doing weird stuff with your clothes off, and that's what we like. It's like human, it's like the primal nature. So that's what I want. And they're like, nah, bro, we're gonna make the new Marvels and also the Young Avengers are gonna be 90% female. The new Marvel movie is just all female, and they're gonna be in 100% like head to toe, like they're Islamic covered fucking like superhero suits. And I'm like, not one of you got your titties out? Not one of you has a bikini super suit? Like, not one of you asses. What is happening? God,
It's so uninteresting. It really is.
Use what you got. Thor's got his abs out. Okay, Captain America's ass. Every damn movie, America's ass, fat ass, right? Every time, right? And then all the women are gonna get loose fitting onesies. Fuck off. No, I need to see your titties and your ass, and then I also want you to punch people in the face with your titties out. Right?
Absolutely. Let them rock.
Yeah, like, but no,
Why the fuck are you hiding them?
We got to write male characters and then cast females as them. We don't like toxic masculinity unless it's a woman doing it. It's like, what the hell? Speaking of,
don't get me started on that shit.
Speaking of toxic masculinity, Kristen McGough.
Very nice.
Kristen McGough says your trailer park voodoo just forces us to give you money. So strange how that works. You can feel the trailer parkiness. It's like, man, we got to save this man from poverty. Thank you, Kristen McGough. I love you. Thank you so much for your 500 Norwegian krogans. Love you, dude. You're the man. You're goated. You're awesome. I appreciate you. So many pink boys tonight. It might be a pink night. Let me just go check. Kristen McGough, Bosconian, Raykin Knight, Fire PA, and Wookie Be Bad, and Rockin'. 6 pink boys. It's a pink night. Thank you guys so much. Rockin' said he was working. Yes, I wasn't calling you out, my friend. The people that responded and said they couldn't because they were working. Yeah, it's cool. It's fine, baby. You know I love you. Thank you, Chris McGough. You're goated, dude. You're so goated. That puts us hey, we still got a little bit left, and it puts us 350 from Fight Milk. My nerdy home. Steph, I saw her in here. I love you. Give me broad shoulders. That's what I'm saying. That's
Shout
what I'm
out
saying.
My nerdy home.
Dude, like,
you ever had her on?
No, I should have sent her the freaking link. See, I was thinking of all these people to send links. I sent it to the a whole group chat I was in with like 50 people. I sent it like all large creators. Sent it to Nick Ricada. He's a bitch. Didn't show up. I sent it to all these people, and I was like, yeah, surely I'll get somebody. I knew you'd show up, so I was like, that was like my sure bet because I knew you'd show up because you said you would. But yeah, I should have.
Wow, I mean, you could just call me Easy, why don't you?
Yeah, it was easy. You were like one of the only people that responded to that second tweet about coming on my show, and I was like, well, I'm gonna send him a link for sure. But yeah, I should have sent it to Steph, and I didn't even think about it. That was stupid of me because I wanted on my normal show anyway. So, but
I'm sure she'd come on.
Oh yeah, she'll be great. She's always said she wants to do Fight Milk for some reason, and I'm like, you have to hit Fight Milk first, right, Steph? Like, it's not that easy.
Definitely do Fight Milk. I think.
Look at Johan over here. I wouldn't show up. Listen here, Johan. He's always like, women, no thanks. Unless it's Zia for some reason. You love Zia. You're like, women. I
wonder why.
He's like, all women are whores. Repeal the 19th. Kill them. And I'm like, I don't know if I might agree with most of that. And he's like, except Zia. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Is it because her ass is fat and delicious? Is that why?
Makes you wonder, Johan. Makes you wonder.
No, it goes perfectly with what we were saying. Zia takes her clothes off
because she's smart.
Exactly.
She's not stupid.
100%.
That's the thing. Like smart women, they know. They know.
Men will respect you more when your clothes are off. I'm just saying.
Or at least listen.
Yeah.
At the very minimum.
This movie's not for you. Okay, I won't go see it. Why? You just said it wasn't for me, you bitch. It's like I'm so confused.
Well, isn't that remember that meme? I mean, that's not a meme because it's real, but it like they memed it. But remember the I think it was a headline from Variety or something where they were like, "Oh, this movie is not for straight white males," and then the next like month they were like, "Why are straight white males not watching this movie?"
It's like
Kind
I
of a
don't
thing.
know. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
like maybe you told them not to fucking watch it, you dicks.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what do you think? We're mindless zombies? Nah, bro. No. Okay.
See, no, that actually brings up a good point because they really thought. I think Marvel really thought that their shit was so hot that everybody was gonna go watch it and see it and pay money basically. Like no matter what, didn't matter what they put out. Like after Endgame, they thought they were such top shit that they just couldn't fail. Like it was
Dude,
impossible.
it is literally fucking PlayStation and Xbox shit. Every single cycle back when the console wars were huge. When I was working at GameStop through all of that shit. And I remember when the Xbox came out. PlayStation 2, Xbox. Kind of new thing. Xbox didn't perform high, but it was the first console. And then PlayStation 2 was killing it. Well, PlayStation 2's the most record-selling system of all time. So Sony's like, oh, well, the PlayStation 3, we are going to charge whatever we want and you will buy it because we are Sony. That's how we roll. And Xbox 360 comes out with a $399 option. And they're like, eat our ass. Oh, guess what? 360 dominated the shit out of place. And PlayStation 3 had to scramble and lower their price over the next 6 months over and over and over and over because people responded. It's like, look, there's brand loyalty, but there's also like you got to be reasonable. So what happened is the 360 went ham. Everybody loves 360. I still love my 360. I still play it all the time. I'm like, great. Then the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 started popping up. And suddenly the Xbox 360, they have a big head on their shoulders. So they hire Matt Matrix, I think is his name, went to Zynga after this, to design the Xbox One. The Xbox One, all DRM, can't play used games, can't do this, can't turn the offline feature off, can't do any of that shit. So guess what happens? Doesn't sell worth a shit. Loses their entire generation because of that one dude, because they got a big head on their shoulders and they tried to charge too much. Didn't learn anything for PlayStation 3. What did Sony do? They came out at a lower option and made an ad campaign about playing used games and shit all over Xbox. So Xbox had to completely redesign everything in the 2 months prior to freaking the release. Didn't matter at all, right? Didn't matter. PlayStation 4 destroyed them, just melted them and freaking
Wasn't even close.
They even turned off their sales numbers after a year because they were so embarrassed. And I'm like,
They
dude,
should be embarrassed.
Marvel did the same shit. Marvel's like, oh, wow, we're getting $1 billion per film. Doesn't matter what we put out. So we're going to start hiring women to write everything that only have one white writing credit on a short for some reason. And we're going to get you to write every single movie coming out. And we're going to cast only females. And if you say anything about it, we're going to tell you to F off in all kinds of interviews. And they're like, people will still watch because we are Marvel and we are gods. And guess what? No one did. And now they're like, shit, what do you do? Nothing, because you're 5 years out. You already have half this shit shot, production done on half this shit. You fucked now. You fucked. You know,
as
there's
crazy
no
as that sounds, that's the truth. That's really what it is. They thought that they can introduce these like not even B or C tier like characters. You're talking like D tier, you know, like characters that no either people don't even know or they literally don't even care about. And you thought you can introduce them and maintain some level of success like with Endgame. That's like it's fucking impossible. You know, you really thought you were too big to fail. And I'll put it to you this way: like all these people who are shilling right now for the Marvels, they're like, oh, you know, the reason why this movie is not successful is because white men are doing a hate campaign against it. I'm like, really? That's interesting. The first, and they're like, oh yeah, because the first movie, white men were all for it, and they went to go see it because it was a great movie. And I'm like, no, they didn't go see Captain Marvel 1 because they loved it and loved the character. They went to go see Captain Marvel 1 because they didn't want to miss out on potential story for the overarching Endgame.
And they got tricked. They got
bait and switch
because that movie came out and it was designed almost as if it was shot and written today. It was designed and they wedged it in between two of the biggest Marvel films ever and wrote it like a current film. And it was trash, but people went and saw it because they did not know. Like, you don't know back in those days, you didn't know if a movie was just going to freaking like turn all Netflix on you and turn everybody into black people. Like, we didn't know that was going to happen. We just showed up to the theater because we're used to this shit. Now we know. Like, you know, you can see a trailer, and if if it's like, let's say they did a live action of Brave, like with Merida, like the Disney film, and she walks out. If she's an Asian woman, we already know. Fuck it, you fucking us. You know immediately. When I saw the trailer for Rings of Power and there was a goofy black elf,
Oh my
immediately,
god, bro.
no, you fucking me. And look, I have no problem with black elves. They're great. The issue is there ain't no black elves in this universe. Which means you likely wrote your own shit to fit this, which means it's probably gonna suck ass because it's not Tolkien. That's the whole
100%.
point.
And
Like,
there definitely isn't no black elf with a fucking fade either. Like, I still don't know how he got a fade. Still to this day, like I've asked, I've got no answers, and they're just like, yeah, it's just black magic, I guess. Whatever.
Would you watch a movie called? Would you watch a remake of Boys in the Hood, and every character is Japanese American or white? No, you'd be like, what the fuck is
retarded?
This? How is there some freaking white Asian dudes in freaking Compton shooting? No, of course they're not. That's
the reason why Boys in the Hood was so good was because it was actually true to what was happening at the time in those neighborhoods.
Yeah,
like it was very accurate depiction, and it didn't hold back showing black on black violence. It didn't hold back at all. It showed you what it was really like.
Yeah,
it's not like the entire throughout the entire movie. It's not like they were trying to show you white cops fucking attacking the hood and all this stuff. Like they genuinely showed what it was like in gang life and the repercussions of getting involved in that shit. That's why it was so big.
There is black culture all over the globe that has such cool stories to tell. There's Asian culture. Fuck, they got endless stories to tell. There's Germanic culture. There's European culture. All these cultures, freaking early American culture. And within those like subcultures, there's like Louisiana culture, like Cajun culture. There's all these cultures you can derive these characters from. Princess and the Frog. Fucking, I love that stupid ass movie. And it's all black characters because fucking this new Louisiana. So like, if all this shit that they could pull from, and they're like, nah, fuck that. We're just going to tell you a European based story in a certain timeline, which is based off of Europe, which is predominantly white at this time. And you're just forcing 100% random ass races in. Like they had undisturbed villages in Rings of Power, and every single person in the village is a different race. And I'm like,
right.
If they've been here for 1,000 years, how are they not all the same fucking? This makes no sense. How would you get an Asian man here? What the hell?
And then they get upset at you. They're like, "Oh, just turn your brain off. Just turn your brain off. Like, why does it matter?
Don't worry about it, bro." It's like, no, I'm going to worry about it, bitch, because a 3-year-old would ask why. A 3-year-old would watch this and be like, "Mommy, why is there a dark man and then there's Chinese guy? Like, why are they here?" And you'd be like, "Well, because the studios say diversity is our strength, and just don't think about it, honey." And kids are going to ask questions because kids don't have that filter. They're like, "What the fuck? Why is this happening? This doesn't make really sense. Why is mommy and daddy white and black and daughter is Hispanic?"
Yeah,
and it's like no one knows. No one can tell you.
And the son is Asian. Like, I have no idea.
It's the stupidest shit in the world. Will B says, "I don't watch you much, but I love how honest you are." I appreciate you, Will B. Love you, dude. Thank you for the honesty. Smoking the Bear becomes a new member. Thank you so much. I think we got almost 100 members in the last 3 streams. Now, granted, I gotta say, one person gifted 50 memberships. So thank you. I appreciate
it. All counts.
It all counts.
A win's a win.
The memberships are a big deal. I'd love to get to like 5,000 one day, which sounds about impossible to be honest.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. Oh God, you better believe. Oh, where's Justin at? He says they're gonna make a Diary of Anne Frank movie where all the Nazis are diverse. Yeah, you best believe. Now I don't know because the Nazis are depicted as bad guys, so I'm sure they'd all be white dudes, wouldn't they? Because if it's bad guys are white dudes, right?
Technically,
yeah, they're usually always white in every movie. You watch Star Wars, which it's definitely there. Like if you watch the new Star Wars, they're just Nazis, right? The New Order or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, it's a fucking modern retelling. I guess
they're just Nazis, and of course they're all like angry, effeminate white men that are just like shrill and like yelling all the time.
100%.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If you met a Nazi commander, if you could go back in time and meet him, I guarantee he's not effeminate and shrill.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Like you'd realize really quick that everything you've ever learned is bullshit.
Yeah, it's terrifying. They were brutal people, and like there's a really cool book called, I say this all the time, and I've revisited it a couple times. It's called Ordinary Men, and it's like in the battalions of something Poland, and it talks about how normal ass dudes like that had loving families, good men in the community, a lot of charitable stuff. They just Nazism came in and they thought that they were supposed to do certain things to impress their leaders. So they committed the most crazy atrocities known to fucking man. And it wasn't even within like the policy of their like military divisions to do so. They just did it because they thought it would impress their leaders, and they thought it was what they were supposed to do. And a lot of them did it just because of social ostracization, redneck. You know, they didn't want to be ostracized socially. So all these people just towed the line and just turned on their neighbors and their friends that they've known for 40 years, brutalized, killed people, and they were ordinary people. And we have this unfortunate moral idea of our own selves.
Right.
All those people on Twitter with blue hair that are like screaming and they're shrill and they're angry and we need to help when people need rights. Those people don't even realize that they would have been Nazis in Nazi Germany. All of them would have been. They would have, because that's the whole point of the book is 98% there's a 98% chance all of you would have been Nazis in this room.
100%.
You know? And they're like, no, I would have never done it. It's like, no, you would have believed in it with every ounce of your fucking soul. You would have. You would have been like, I agree with everything they're saying. These people are disgusting. We need to preserve everything, and we need to do whatever it takes to make sure our people are taken care of. They would have done anything they could, and they would have been right there along with them.
Well, it's like those videos on Twitter, right? Like when you look at those videos on Twitter, where they do this, like, what is it called? Like fake petition videos, where you have a guy who goes around and pretends like, you know, we're signing something. Oh, I support Hamas or whatever. And you'll have every fucking woke liberal on a college campus. They'll be like, yeah, no, I support Hamas 100%. They're freedom fighters. All right, great. So we just want to read just a couple stipulations before you sign this here. So do you support, you know, the whatever? They just list off crazy shit that Hamas, you know, is all for. And they're like, no, I'm not signing that. Like, why not? Why not? You say you support this. Oh, somebody else researched for just 2 minutes for you and explained it to you in a video, and that was enough for you to say no. Meanwhile, you're on Twitter all day, every day, just going ham, like do all these virtue signaling causes. I mean, I don't really care which side you're on at the end of the day, but it's like, bro, if you're gonna virtue signal, at least know what you're virtue signaling about, right? Like, if somebody wants to sit you down and ask you a question, maybe just have some sort of idea, but they have no fucking clue, zero. And then what ends up happening, they realize they can't fucking, you know, win by just default, so they just immediately start yelling at you. They just fucking, like, the cat comes out and they just start yelling at you and cursing you out and attacking you and all this other stuff.
They're literally the picture of the NPC. It's like whatever is popular right now is what I say. The funny thing is, like, it's the weirdest like 180, because a year ago those people were screaming like people that are anti-Semitic need to be fucking stopped. They're evil. They're pieces of shit. Those same people are now like Hamas. Like, it's like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, yeah,
it's crazy.
Like you guys switch so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's all silly to me. And I got to be fair, I don't know much about that whole conflict. I kind of stray away from it because it seems like every 5-6 years there's a fucking conflict between those two. And I'm like,
those guys have been fighting for thousands of years, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even like. I don't. That's why I don't talk about it either, because I'm not educated on it. But my thing is like, whatever side you pick, at least know what you're talking about. Because I admit, like, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm not picking a side. But if you're gonna pick a side, especially on Twitter, and you're picking a side that all the, you know, other social justice weirdos are picking, I would hope that you at least know what they stand for before you go out there and, you know, publicly say, oh yeah, I support this or I support that.
It's the same thing as I remember there's a great video, and it's there's like a bunch of like white people in like London, and they're protesting in support of mass immigration of refugees. And this guy's like going around acting like he's a government person, and he's like, hey, do you want to sponsor a refugee? Sign this, and a refugee will come stay in your house, and you can house them. Since you're in favor of this, we're asking all the people here, acting like he's a government, you know, employee. And every single person without fail is like, no, I actually don't have room. I'm sorry. Like, no, of course you would never house a motherfucker. You're just out here to get some social clout from your friends.
It's like the mayor of New York when they basically shipped fucking migrants to him, and he's like, whoa, what am I supposed to do with all these people? Figure it out, bro. You're a sanctuary state. Figure it out. Why can't you figure it out?
Yeah.
You know, he tried to send them back and everything, and eventually just was forced to take them. It was hilarious.
Hilarious times. And now they're all of a sudden like some completely anti-immigration. I'm like, oh, shocking. So you're only for immigration when it doesn't affect you. Can't believe it. You're only for affordable housing in LA when it doesn't affect you. And if it does affect you, you're going to be at the zoning board meeting voting it down immediately. Like that.
Right.
There's a bunch of videos of celebrities going to zoning meetings after a law was passed for affordable housing in LA. Celebrities go there screeching, saying this is going to destroy our property values. Of course, you don't want them there. You just say you do on Twitter because you want somebody to suck you off. That's just how this works. Social clout, moral grandstanding, all that shit people get from social media is more addictive than crack to these celebrities because they don't feel fulfilled doing celebrity roles. They don't feel fulfilled doing music. They don't feel fulfilled traveling or buying Ferraris. The only way they feel fulfilled is when they say some political statement on freaking Twitter. That's all they care about now. That's what they love.
That's all it is.
And they're probably paid by the government to do so. I mean, look, what is that? What did Sam Bankman-Fried say? Sam Bankman-Fried, if people in the chat don't know, he created that FTX, I think, is the name of the coin he created, and then a bunch of other coins. It's a cryptocurrency. And he spent like he spent $8 billion, was it? Or $11 billion in customer funds that bought the coin. He just spent that shit, which is super illegal. And he gave 100 million of it to the Democratic National Convention. Shocking, right?
Shocker.
And he made the statement behind the scenes that just a little bit of money, because he considers $100 million not a little bit of money. He says just for a little bit of money, you'll be very surprised with how much power and influence you can have over politicians. So this dude gave $100 million to Dems because they're probably a little bit easier to buy, to be honest.
Dude, they're paid whores. Like that's literally what they are. They're paid whores. They can pass laws. And
to be fair, if you gave me $100 million, I might say whatever you want. So, I mean, oh, you want me to say I love trans people? Dude, let's go. Trans rights, please. I'm going to get a Ferrari and fucking take off.
You'll have a flag on your shirt and everything.
Yeah, dude, let's go. Sonia, love you, mi amor. So happy you got Hypnotic on tonight. It's been such a great CAMELCAST. Finally got my 24. Hell yeah, Sonia. I love you. And thank you for always being the Orange Queen since day one. I appreciate you so much. You're always here. A lot of people have come and gone, and you remain, and I'm forever grateful that you do, regardless of what anybody says. Thank you, Sonia. I love you. And don't forget, Chris McGoff. My man, 280 from Fight Milk, but we're ending the show. But 280 from Fight Milk. But I got to get naked before that happens. Krista McGoff says, we're genetically predisposed to just agree with people around us. We don't want to get thrown out of the village and freeze to death or get eaten by some big animal. And that, my friends, in layman terms, is ordinary men. Right there. Krista McGoff knows. And I feel like everybody should know, but everybody thinks they're more moral than their neighbor. And I do not need to be scratched on the back. I'll tell you right now that I'm a normal man. I take care of those people I care about, the people around me, and the people that are loyal to me. I'm loyal to them, and I love them. But I'm not going to pretend to care about random people I've never met. That's just not who I am, just because it's a lie. It's fake. It's fake to me. So, thank you.
It's all fake.
You demand Krista McGoff. Thank you. 2 pink boys for my boy today. Snow Rome. What will happen if cores for Palestine go to Hamas to support them in their country? Oh, they will be pushed off the building immediately. That's my favorite thing. Like when you see the rainbow, like it's like trans for Hamas. And I'm like, yeah, go there and tell them that.
Bro, the trans for Hamas or like gays for Hamas thing. I'm like, what? Thanks for telling me you absolutely know nothing about what you're talking about. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Take that sign and your rainbow clothes and go to
how long you last. Yeah. And you're going to be in the back of a truck and you're going to end up on some gore website. Basically.
Walk in, they will execute you within 24 hours and probably faster. If you just walk into the area where your rainbows transfer, you're probably just gonna hear fucking AKs going off. That's probably gonna be the end of it.
Yeah, you're done.
Like they hate you. That's like me going down Tuscaloosa Avenue holding a sign saying like Black Lives Matter at 3 a.m. Those dudes are gonna be like, what the fuck is this white dude doing? And I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up, y'all? And they're gonna beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, you're done.
And they're gonna be telling me, why did you come here? Why the fuck did you come here, motherfucker? As they're beating my ass. They don't give a fuck. I'm not supposed to be there. Like that's the whole thing. Like it's derp. It's so silly. So silly. Thank you so much, Snow Rome. I appreciate you. And thanks to Hypnotic. Make sure you do me a favor in honor of Hypnotic, you bitches. I need you to like the stream. We're only 50 from goal. And I never thought we'd hit the goal on this show. Because I didn't know if anybody would be here. So thank you guys so much. Hitting a goal on a laid back, chill stream, which we had a lot of good conversations. See, this is why I like bringing people on. Because I do we had some great conversations, a lot of fun. A lot of clips on my other channel definitely gonna be popping up from this one. So that's important. Spam the like button. I love you guys, Lady Aaron, Johan. You guys are goated. Sonia, of course. Mizu, not to be mistaken. Thank you so much, Sean Green. Oh my boys, you come a long way. Well, I appreciate that. I've been trying to come a long way for a long time.
Nice.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I agree, Mizu, 100%. I agree with that. I mean that. Like, it's people in the West are crazy, man. People in the West are wild. They're wild. They just don't understand what the rest of the world's like. They grew up in a city in New York or California, and they think that people grow up with different values. The greatest example of this: one of my friends' grandfathers worked in Maine for the government, for the welfare office. I think it was the welfare office. He said that he lost all faith in humanity because they voted, it's either Maine or Massachusetts. They voted to import in Somalian refugees by the fucking thousands. So he said they would show up to the welfare office or what have you. And he thought, growing up with his values, growing up where he grew up in Maine, that all these people would be so grateful that they escaped their war-torn country and they were here and they were going to get, a good living. They're going to get paid and be able to start a new life. And he said he was so blown away when people came in and they were screaming at him saying, like, where's my fucking money? Give me my fucking money right now. You promised me money. Give me my fucking money. Jumping over counters and threatening people. And he was like, I can't believe, I thought these people were going to be so happy to be here. No, it's a different culture. They are take it all, take everything inside, take it. They don't see things as generous. They don't see things as that. They're just different. They're from a different culture. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just different. And unfortunately, you have like goofy ass women that are 22, 23 years old, white girls. They think every culture is their same culture from their rural, like left state. Like,
right.
Oh, we all grew up the same. We just need to help one another and care about each other. I'm going to go to North Africa to prove that they just need to be cared for. Oh, Kelly Smith was beheaded her first day in Africa and raped 37 times. Wow.
Emily with her emojis in her bio.
You know how, dude, that's happened like a dozen times now. I see articles all the time where it's like, white woman goes to North Africa to prove it's safe, killed immediately when she landed in her plane.
Yeah, 100% destroyed.
It's not the same place. This is not Kansas, ma'am. You're not growing there. It's lawless. They don't care. They don't see you and be like, oh, she has a good heart. No, they see you have a tight ass.
Yeah.
And they're going to abuse it and then kill you.
They're going to abuse it and then you're dead. Yep.
Yeah. And it's very silly. It's so silly.
Well, because they're in a hive mind, bro. That's the problem. A lot of these people, they're in liberal cities, right? So what are liberal cities? What you got New York, you got Chicago, you got California, right? So these three are the main three. And they are just literally a hive mind. Everybody thinks and acts the same. And again, like I said earlier, it's fucking crabs in a bucket, right? So you don't want to be that guy who actually, supports Trump. You don't want to be that guy when you're surrounded by 20, 30 people who are telling you should hate Trump.
Yep.
Right. So eventually, through social pressure, you're forced to think a certain way, act a certain way. And even if you may not believe that or think that at the time, eventually what happens is you're lying to yourself for so long, you start believing it. And then you become part of the hive mind. And that's basically what happens.
What people need to learn is a lot of people say a lot of shit, but your top priorities should always be you and the people you care about first and foremost. And that's where it should stop. And if you are within your means to help other people, work towards that. But people that abandon their families over tribalistic bullshit like COVID, there was people saying they would never talk to their parents again because their parents didn't want to get vaccinated or something. It's the craziest shit you'll ever see. And they've now since reconciled because they are doing the whole, well, can we have some amnesty here? Like, we didn't know, No, fuck off. You wanted concentration camps and you could eat my ass. You wanted me arrested because I didn't have time and didn't really care to go get vaccinated because I live in Alabama. No one cared here. No one even wore a mask here. Nothing even closed here. And they were like, can you forgive us? No. No, because you wanted me in chains. There was celebrities, Howard Stern. They wanted people in jail, in prison for not getting vaccinated.
You
Like,
don't deserve forgiveness. You
no,
don't, because if it was
no.
the other way around, you would not be given forgiveness for anything I did. So why am I going to forgive you for what you tried to do? And then they genuinely like they believed in their mind that what they were doing was not comparable to what like the fucking Nazis did. Like they actually thought in their mind is something different. I'm like, no, you're actually doing the same exact shit. You are literally book for book doing the same thing. You want people caged for their beliefs. Like what the fuck? Like, it's the same thing, you know?
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
and if they had it up to them, I would promise you, that we are so far gone in today's world that if there was a genocide that were to happen at some point again, like what happened in World War II, if there was a genocide, the majority of these psycho liberals would actually be okay for it, depending on
Yeah.
who the target is, and they
Yeah.
would justify it with the most BS like virtue signal you've ever seen in your life.
Well,
They would be fine with it.
dude, you know how many articles? What's up, Reese? By the way, you know how many articles I saw where people were saying, and there was people in the comments, fucking hundreds of people. It was like a patient is on a ventilator and they're begging with their last breaths, begging for the vaccine, which is bullshit. Like no one's gonna do that.
Bullshit.
Oh, I like, what are you gonna beg for at the very end? Like your family, your loved one? No, I'm gonna beg for the vaccine. Fucking stupid bastards. So, but they would put that. Dude, I saw a new article like that every day. I had a patient today, and they were begging for the vaccine. And I said, sir, it's too late. And all the people in the comments, it's so satisfying when I see people begging when it's too late. And I'm like, you want people to like suffer and die because they believe different. It's fun. And these are people that are neighbors of you. They're not a different country that we're in conflict with. It is just your neighbors, and you want them dead because they don't believe whatever you believe. It's crazy shit.
Well, look
Crazy
how
shit.
fast people would give up other people and throw
100%.
them to the wolves when
100%.
the false idea of like safety comes into play, right? When you try to convince someone like, oh, listen, your safety is in jeopardy unless you know you do this, and then they're gonna think they're part of like some moral justice brigade by doing what they were told, and they're gonna look at everybody else like, why aren't you not doing it? I did it. You should do it too. They want to be validated in their choice. They don't want to feel like they made the wrong choice. That's really what it is.
Yeah, do you remember when there was certain countries, maybe Canada? I can't really remember, put my finger on it. But remember when there was people like government leaders encouraging you to report your neighbors to the
Yes.
authorities if they were not vaccinated or they were leaving their house after curfew. Report them. Quite literally the like exact same, like word to word, if you change a word from like Nazi Germany. Like,
It's
same shit.
It's
Same
like
shit.
they took the playbook and they just ran with it. Just changed some words and they ran with it.
And they're like, but this is different because science. And if you disagree with science, then you're obviously an extremist. And I'm like, well, apparently now they say science just changes, and it was never wrong, but it just changes. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely how that works. But
That's convenient.
but you'll notice that even today, people still say like, they're like, well, I don't really think we should be giving hormones to 9-year-olds or giving them operations at 14. There was 800 operations done on children since 2019 in this country, not including 2022 and 2023. So it is happening, and it's gross, and we should stop giving sex change operations to small children. That's fucked up. And they're like, well, you just don't agree with the science. And I'm like, there is no fucking science. You're just saying that now. You're just saying you're going to say your piece and then put science behind it and be like, well, see, now it's for real because I said it's the science. I'm like, no one that fucking agrees with you. Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't want to be canceled.
No, yeah.
So he's
not at
going to
all.
say whatever. Like 10 years ago, he would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, no,
Right.
it's
He'll
just two
call the
genders.
person retarded, but like now he's like, oh, I gotta say what I gotta say.
Yeah, he'll be like, no, see, so actually gender is on a spectrum and stuff. I'm like, no, fuck off. You're a scientist, apparently, and you're not willing to speak the truth because you're too afraid of your own income. Fuck that.
Right.
No, it's gross.
And you know what's actually funny? I remember there was a video, chop up video where they took a bunch of headlines regarding the vaccine and its effective rate, and how like when it first came out, they were like, yeah, the vaccine is 99% effective, and then it dropped down to like vaccines 92% effective, then 87, then 84, and then now I think it's at like 43 or something like that. It's just something stupid.
Yeah, it
you
just
know?
gets lower and lower. It's like 22%, to 14%, and then it's like, oh, this is getting bad. And it's like, also myocarditis. I don't know if you guys have heard, but it's actually a thing. We just
Yeah.
found out. And I'm like, yeah, they were talking about that in 2020. What the hell are you talking about? You just found out. The
Uh-huh.
CDC's like, Yeah, so there's actually a little bit of myocarditis. Yeah, everybody said that 4 years ago, and we got arrested if we said it. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like,
And the greatest thing is like the flu just totally disappeared for that year. The flu was like, I'm going on vacay.
and
I'm out.
why? Why hypnotic? They said because people wore masks.
Oh yeah.
It went from 38 million cases a year to 0, and they said it was because people wore masks. 0?
But then the COVID cases were able to just skyrocket while we're in the same exact mask. I'm pretty sure they all travel the same. So like, what do you? That's just crazy.
These people are wild, man. Patrick Dodd says leftists already do justify genocide. They excuse China's treatment of Uyghurs all the time. Yeah, sure. I mean, look at San Francisco, man. San Francisco. There's videos last year of China, like shooting at people in crowds that are protesting the communist government, and they opened the red carpet for them in San Francisco, and also lined the streets with Chinese flags for some reason, which is weird. So yeah, they don't give a fuck, man. They'll go with whatever Twitter tells them. If there's a celebrity out there, like if Barbara Streisand says, we need to support this thing, all people are going to jump on board. It's on that spectrum, and they're just going to mindlessly follow it. It's because it's funny how you'll talk to one of these people that are kind of extreme, and they hold all the exact same opinions. Like as all these people on Twitter, they hold down to the T, every single opinion's identical. And it's like, it's like there has to be a law of averages point of individuality in your body where you don't agree with this one thing, not agree with it across the board. Why? Because it's all based in moral grandstanding and clout based on your peers. Dude, I hold viewpoints that are considered progressive and considered conservative. I hold different viewpoints all over the fucking place.
Right.
I have people that call me alt-right and a psycho liberal all the time. Right. So like it's because I don't believe in any one just straight path, like every straight. Like people think I'm not religious at all. Never really been. I grew up in a very religious like area, and I just never really, it never jived me. It didn't fit. It just didn't feel right to me. So I just like kind of was like, whatever, fuck it. And there are people that like found out that I wasn't religious when I had a kind of a debate with Melanie Mack for a few hours. We just went back and forth, and we were talking about, religion, and I was like, well, what about this? What about this? Just because I like want to, learn and know and have that conversation. And she was super cool about it. We had a good conversation, and people were like, they thought I was a conservative, but they found out that I wasn't like a Christian. So they were like really pissed. And I'm like,
they tie that together.
I'm like, I'm not. Wait, so conservatives have to be Christian? Like, just have to. I'm pretty sure there's Islamic people that exist that are like conservative as fuck, and they're not Christian. What the fuck? Very weird. Cal Annan says, huge fan for a long time. Keep being awesome. Let me get these last 2 super chats before I rip my shirt off and move on, because I just keep talking. Bro. Chin May, how about you eat my ass in the chat? You don't believe in a straight path? Shocker. Yeah. Okay. Get real. Okay. Yeah. You're saying you're gay. Yes, I thought we already agreed on this. Mintrek says there are more stolen bikes in my garage than stars in the universe. No deGrasse does. Damn. Mintrek's so full on racism mode. Appreciate you, dude. Johan says anybody who truly believes in the scientific method knows that science is never settled. That's the purpose of science. Post a theory, test, adjust theory, repeat, retest. That's real science. Yep. Thank you, Johan. I love you, and I appreciate it. That's why scientific theories are never actually considered fact. They're called theories. The theory of relativity, the theory of gravity. That's what they're called. They're not called the fact of gravity, even though we pretty much know it exists. Thank you, Johan. Love you, dude. Appreciate you. It could be just a giant goblin that lives in the middle of the earth, and he's just breathing in, and it pulls shit. We don't know. That's gravity, Johan. Thank you. 30 likes until the goal. All right, Hypnotic. I love you. I appreciate you, dude, so much for coming on my show, man. It was fun. I'll come on your show,
man. It was awesome.
Whenever you
appreciate it.
Invite me. As long as it don't coincide. Sometimes they're like, yeah, Saturday at 8. And I'm like, fuck, that's like literally my show.
I know it's hard. It's hard, man. And like with Saturday Night Hypnosis, it's hard to like actually change the time slot.
Yeah,
because like the subscribers are so like trained on that time. So
well, that's tough. Like I'm like that too. But if like Critical Drinker's like, hey man, I'll come on your show, and I'm like, well, he's in Scotland, so I'm he's in Scotland, so I'm definitely gonna start earlier. I'm like, what time you want to start? And he's like, 6 is good. I'm like, let's fucking do it, because he's Critical Drinker, so we're gonna start at 6. That's for damn sure. All right, dude. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys subscribe to Hypnotic. Please post have you already been posting? You already been posting this channel.
I think they posted it. Yeah,
Sonia's always on top
Appreciate
of it.
it.
Please follow Hypnotic. His streams have been popping up on my recommended all the time. Great show, great content, good dude, good opinions, fun to talk to. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow them on Twitter and all them good things. And get the hell on it, doggone it. Appreciate you, Hypnotic. You're free to leave, and I'm going to take my shirt off.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. It was awesome. A lot of fun. I'll see you in the DMs, of course.
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate it.
Later. Good night.
All right, boys. It's time for the 234th Naked Snake in a row. I appreciate you guys so much. Love you. You guys have been goated tonight. A lot of good viewership, a lot of good likes. And we almost hit 5 milk. We got close. We got 250 away. We did kill the naked snake. We cut his head off, and maybe 14 more will grow so we can have a 24-hour stream. Appreciate you guys so much. I love you. You guys are goated. Put Hypnotic as a mod in my chat. I usually do that with all my guests. Appreciate you guys. When is the drinker? When is the drinker coming? The drinker. Actually, speaking of drinker, I'll be on Open Bar tomorrow on Drinker's show, Critical Drinkers channel, Open Bar. See you guys over there tomorrow. I think it's at like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. I'll update you guys when it comes on. So a lot of fun. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. So let's do the 234th Naked Snake in a row. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's that time again. I'm excited. Open Bar at 9 a.m. I hope not. I was on it recently, and I think it was like 4 p.m. I think it was. Because Drinker's drinking. 4 p.m.'s like 11 for him. So he's drinking. I think. I could be wrong. I wish I could drink, but I've given it up at least for 3 months. Other than 5 milk. You know, a little bit of dab and a 5 milk's fine. It's fine. Fine. All right, boys. Here we go. What do you have? What do I have on Saturday? Saturday is Camel Thoughts. I'll have Zia Land, of course, with her boobies out, of course. And I was trying to get Boogie 298. I talked to him back and forth, but he's going through some shit with Keemstar right now. So I don't know. He might have to lay low. But I do have Alex Stein next week. And I have Adam Kugler Monday. And then I have one open Wednesday. And then Monday I have Monday after that, I have Mint. And Wednesday I have. You guys ready for this? Wednesday? You guys ready for who I have Wednesday? It's been a long time coming, and I don't think it's going to affect me any more than it could possibly affect me, because guilty by association already. I've already been kind of muted by a lot of people. But Wednesday will be my boy Dick Masterson, and I'm excited because he's always fun to talk to. So Dick Masterson, gonna be a lot of fun. We went out and partied together 100 times, and I'm like, fuck it, we're gonna have fun. So Dick Masterson will be on Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Exciting. So make sure you watch it. It's gonna be fun. He's a nice dude. He every time we go anywhere, he buys drinks for me, and I don't even ask. So he's a good man. All right, here we go. I know he's a troll. I get it, but he's always been nice to me, so that's how I roll, man. That's all I know. He's always been cool to me. So I like to talk to everybody, and he's fun to talk to too. So here we go. It's time for Naked Snake. Here we go. It's time. Here we go, boys. You guys ready? 234 Naked Snakes in a row. Thank you guys so much. In honor of all these people in the chat tonight, all of you, Rake and Knott, Billy Hatcher, Magda Norris, Wookie Be Bad, Fire PA, Rake and Knott, Bosco, Chris McGough, and many more. Unbelievable support, as per usual. Let's do this, guys. Naked Snake.
I'm searching, I'm melting to you. What I feel in my heart.
Here we go, boys.
You're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
Ooh. In my time, there be nobody else. Here we go. Come on. go. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Here we go. You guys ready?
Someday you'll go through the rain. Someday you feed on a tree frog. It's ordained a trial to survive.
Can you believe it? I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there been nobody else. Let's go. Let's hear it for Hypnotic. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream. Take it up. 234 streams in a row. 2 years. Let's go, boys. Here we go. Let's go. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Colonel Naked Snake is undefeated for 2 years, 234 streams. Let's go. Can we get to 250? Can we get to 300? Gonna be awesome. I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for already supporting your boy. And thank you so much for checking out my recent video. It popped off about the GameStop being crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. The only people that still support it are people that are holding bags that bought into the stock because they thought they were going to get the Ferraris. Didn't get the Ferraris, did you? Sucks, man. I get it. I get it. All right. It's how this rolls sometimes. Thank you guys so much. Love you. Mick Sandman, I love you, dude. Thanks for showing up. Johan, my boys, Patrick, Snow Rome, Smokey the Bear, everybody that became a member, K to the Switch. You guys know who you are. Wookie, thank you guys so much. Unbelievable support. Every show. Keros, thank you guys so much. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. On a Wednesday show. And thanks so much to Hypnotic for showing up. I sent out a lot of invites. Only Hypnotic showed up. So thank God, because that was a fun show. So I appreciate that so much. Love you guys. You guys are goated. I won't be doing another one of these kind of shows in a long time. I have my whole month scheduled out and a lot of December. So, but I didn't have this day scheduled. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to send a bunch of links out and hopefully get some people on. You know, maybe some smaller channels. Maybe I can give them some boosts. Maybe have fun. So thank God for Hypnotic, because that was fun. Thank you guys. I love you. Comic Kid, get on it, doggone it, dude. I'll see you guys Saturday with Zia. And I'll have a new video Sunday, I think. So Saturday was Zia, but I'm going to take off the next 2 days and try to come up with some new content, try to really jive. And I'll also be playing on my alt channel some games soon, probably tomorrow. So love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Some of you guys know who you are. We're going to raid. Oh, Ghost Meteor, by the way, locals. Thank you. And all the people on Rumble. Thank you guys. It's Josh Onion. What's up? What the fuck? Where the hell you been, son? I feel like it's been so long. It's been a long time, dude. I appreciate it. My boy Onion's back. Old Onion. Mr. Onion. He has returned. Let's raid Shag. Shag. Oh shit, hold on. The Shag. The Shags. Shagsworth. We'll raid Shags. Yeah, we're gonna raid Shags. I'll see you on Shags. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. You guys are goated. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Open Bar with Critical Drinker, and I'll see you guys Saturday with Zia, and every other day. You guys know who you are. 19 likes from 500. I need you to spam it. Spam it right now. 19 likes. You got to do this. Come on. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Yeah. Love you, Mizu. Just these. You guys know who you are. Waff. Renee Galarza. Oh my God. Look at all these beautiful people tonight.